today or VOD review, what did you have in mind?
I mean, pretty sure. I know. It's really up to you. I mean, you can pick. I'd prefer to review the scrims that we had, but the thing is, I don't want to make you do that again because you've already done it twice.
I
So
I
it's
don't mind. I don't mind because I actually really liked your performance. I will say though that I'm not sure if you knew, but 12.7 the Graves build was a little different.
yeah, the
The
Umbral
Umbral Glaive.
Glaive or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't play tested it at all. I know it looks better, but I need to actually play it.
So it's like super good, and this is all like new stuff. But the Umbral Glaive plus Treasure Hunter gives you two items at like 18 minutes. Essentially,
Hmm.
if you can play it like optimally, it's super good. But in terms of like VOD review, I honestly don't mind reviewing those scrims again if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to make it boring for you because I
No,
know
no, no, I'm not bored at all. I love VOD review.
Sweet. I mean, yeah, I'd prefer to do those. Do you need the files for those, or do you already have them?
No, I've gotten them like so many times at this point. I like as you're
Actually,
talking, I'm literally just dragging them from my download page.
yeah, actually, I can't even give you the VODs because I've played too much.
No, you're fine. Okay. So I know that there's a little bit of like kind of just gelling out so far with your team. Like you guys aren't all there sometimes in terms of comms. I really like some of the
Hmm.
comms though. I watched that Twitch VOD, um, you know, a little bit when it first dropped, and then when I was kind of going over the game with the mid laner. But I really,
Hmm.
really like the, I really like the calls overall. This is your first game, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's first game.
I mean, really, no complaints here. My only thing would be, and this is like super niche, but I was telling the AD and sort of mid this. So as jungle, what you want to do is you want to kind of cover your own tracks. Preferably, I like to always go just normal ward when I start. Typically
Yeah.
in higher elo, when you'll get to like D3 plus, even though D2 plus is higher elo, but D3 plus is
Hmm.
when they have this general practice of normal ward on first back sweeper. So your normal ward is
Okay.
going to be covering your kind of bases. So if I am positioning up here for for an invade, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to cover my bot side just so I can't get vertically jungled at all, or even
Yeah.
just like crossing that invade. Alternatively, as well, if we are going to be talking about the dynamic of just invading through bot, right? We want to go for an invade through bot, and then hopefully what we can do is we can kind of take this path straight to their blue, or I know you guys like to wrap around or whatever. Either
Yeah.
way, you generally want to always make sure that you are efficiently warding this bush. Oh, oh, this
Yeah.
bush at least, just in the event that they do kind of cross over and they just come through pixel instead, because you're always going to go from below.
Hmm.
But topside, it doesn't really matter as much because topside, the only time someone will actually notice this, or you might get a pick, is if someone covers a 5 point, which you do see because 5 points are traditional like map openers. And I think this is exactly what happens with the pop each. So this is really good.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys played this extremely well. Same thing I was telling your laners, just in the event that she does always flash, just cover your flash exits. So she can't flash forward because then the fight is going to be prolonged. So her only survival chance is actually moving up here. And so naturally you should always just have a ward there already. Because in the
Yeah.
event the AD can kind of spike this Braum as well, you don't need to fully wait that extra second for Braum, for yourself, or for Ornn to like walk out of this bush. Even you're like right here. You could hit this easily since you have one more shot of your shotgun.
Yep.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, Victor getting it is really good here. I know in some games as well, when you get it, it's really good. Just long sword into the Eclipse.
Yeah. It feels nice to go that.
Well, Eclipse in general right now is at like a busted zusted trajectory. So if your champion is like really efficient on Eclipse, we're talking Kha'Zix, Graves, Talon, Zed jungle is really up there as well. Nocturne, Wukong, Rengar, these champions that love skirmishing and that typically have kind of trouble dealing with some of these like tankier junglers or tankier laners. You always want to just kind of go Eclipse. It's super cost efficient as well. By the way, beautiful sweeper.
Yeah. I like to. So I know you're saying buy the yellow ward, and I 100% agree. But the reason why like I like to buy sweeper like when we invade is so then I can go back to my red because I know it's gonna be warded, right? And then sweep it
Hmm.
out, and I could possibly like snowball the mid laner or the well AD carry in this position because the mid wave's crashing, so we could actually like pick up the sweep
Yeah, I mean it's
a little bit.
super like hindsight thing slash like picky, just in terms of
Mm,
like me telling you just go normal ward. It's just like just to kind of cover your bases as well. If you have a weak side top, what you could do is alternatively you kind of could ward, you know, two of their bushes there just to kind of deter them from level 2 cheeses if you know that they're going to start towards top side. Or alternatively, like since Victor got first kill, got this bank, it doesn't really matter, but you also could kind of cover that pixel just in the event that some of these mobility junglers, you know, Poppy, J4, Volley, sometimes Karthus as well, some of these champions that love to snowball off of level 2 ganks, just kind of crossing
mm.
it. But this is perfectly fine. I think this game you don't have time to back after that first Poppy kill. So what
Yeah.
so like it's fine and all. But like in the event that you did go normal ward, what you could do is you just back and you still have tempo just to run to this red or sweep it out. But I mean, again, it works out for you, so there's no point in being anal about it.
Yep.
Assuming you're just gonna 6 camp here.
I think I skipped Krugs,
Is there a
but
reason? Krugs are like the most efficient camp.
yeah, the main reason is that I want it to be on map faster than J4.
Mm-hmm.
So I typically skip the cards because I know this guy, like, I don't really look at rank, but whenever I do see someone that's higher elo, I know that they're gonna want to like try to abuse me in my jungle as much as they can, right? Because they underestimate me, right? Because my I'm P4 my rank.
Okay.
So being on map faster with J4 plus I win the 1v1 is just a lot better in my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
I understand why the 6 camp.
okay, so I'm gonna just kind of hold on. I'm gonna just kind of nitpick here. So the Graves clear is only efficient as your grit will be. So your grit is gonna be your E stack. So right now you have 2. Every time you're clearing a camp, make sure that you can spam your E if you're not in a position to move on to your next camp. So kiting is gonna be super efficient. You never want to truly stay still. You did a good
Mm.
job of clearing these raptors. What you could do is you could position on the little one and then hit the big one. But here, so here on this play, because you had used your E earlier and because you know you kind of skipped that camp, you aren't able just to kind of tag this raptor for the W just to maintain your grit. And so typically that's
Mm.
kind of where like that basis in 6 camping is. I understand like your reason you want to be on the map efficiently and sooner than later, but like if you are on the map at like a prolonged state, meaning that if you are going to be kind of taking your time for the grit, you will be able to just sustain all of this jungle without actually popping a pot either. Because
Yeah.
your grit will max at 8 here, and you're not going to be able to, like you drop it here, and now like you're going to be dealt more damage by these wolves than you normally would be, and like they kind of hit
Mm.
harder, and now you're gonna like be in a position where you have to pop like 2 pot before crab.
Yeah. Typically I'm more on top of that shit. This game I was kind of, I don't know. I guess just slipped my mind. I know it's something I need more to be on. Typically, whenever I played like Graves and solo queue,
Just be aware, yeah.
whatnot, I stack my crit a lot.
It's one of those general practices. Stack the grit, stack the Lee Sin passive as well. It's just one
Yeah.
of those things you really have to pay attention to. Here, honestly, I probably would not advise smiting this. I would actually smite the blue here since you are not level 3 here. Because now this is going to kind of take longer for you. You might as well just smite blue.
Okay.
What are your runes this game? You have cut down? Assuming you have cut down.
Let me log. Actually, I don't know. If you click X, I think you can
No,
see
X
it,
is
but I'm not
just
sure.
scroll.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Yeah, I'm
no,
not sure.
I would
then.
be able to see it. Hold on.
I know there's a command. I just don't know the.
No, it's in here. God damn it. Like
Let me.
this arrow right here. There we go. Yeah, last stand. Are you going Immortal Shiobo?
No.
I think cut
I
down
go.
would be like super good here, especially since like you're gonna go Eclipse as is. You're just gonna deal
Mhm.
so much damage to Poppy and J4. Because J4 on Conqueror or First Strike is gonna gravitate towards the Gore Drinker. Your last stand, sure you're looking for sustainability fights, but at the same time, you're not versus like champions that will give you that edge. These champions will easily gut you. And sure, like in the context of like these three champions, it's whatever. But at the same time, like unless you're going Immortal Shield, there's really no point in getting Last Stand. Unless you're also going the Gore Drinker build, because you could go Gore Drinker on Graves here. It's not really good. Gore Drinker Graves is only efficient if they have a huge front to back comp, which like this kind of sorta is, but at the same time they have super distance from Veigar Cage and then Sivir just kind of zoning with Q. Yeah, Gathering Storm is good. Absolute Focus is really good. Yeah.
Are you
Go ahead.
I've been seeing a lot of like Dark Harvest on Graves now since the Umbral Grave build. What do you think? What is your opinion? Like, because I know there's like three typical, like there's three rune choices for Graves. There's Fleet, Phase, and Dark Harvest.
Yep.
Which ones do you think right now are the best? Because
This
personally,
it's
I
situational.
like. I gotcha.
So it's situational. This game, you did correct. What you alternatively could have done is you could have just went for coup de grace if you don't want to go cut down. Coup de grace is generally good. I would probably not advise at all Last Stand unless again you're kind of going that Gore Drinker / like Immortal Shield bow sustainable fighting. Alacrity is good. You also could go Tenacity if they're really like intensive. Bloodline is just kind of gutted right now, so there's really no point. Plus, you're gonna passively heal off of jungle camps. That's kind of where your bread and butter is, anyways, right? No one's sitting in the fucking wave as Graves, CSing, trying to heal. That's more of a laner run. Inspiration is also good here, secondary, but Gathering Storm, Absolute Focus means that you'll scale a lot better. Because past that like 30-minute mark is essentially when Gathering Focus and Gathering Storm and Absolute Focus take off. If your game is kind of ending like towards that 25 to like 20 to 25 minute range, I would absolutely go Inspiration, so Magical Footwear and then Cosmic Insight. But yeah, you did perfectly fine here. Into this game, because you do have tanks and because you are going into the Jarvan, who is going to be looking just to kind of run you down, Fleet is really good because you're naturally going to want to build your distance. And you also have to cut distance extremely hard for Veigar and for Sivir because they have so many zoning tools here. They have so much disengage because they can essentially just kind of block you out with these three. But yeah, this is right. Dark Harvest is good into squishies, but it's the same mentality as if you went Dark Harvest versus Electrocute on like Kha'Zix, Nidalee, Echo. Dark Harvest is really good if you can guarantee that you're going to snowball early. If you're not having a chance to impact the game as much as you want or take over the map entirely and deny their jungle, deny, their laners more or less, Dark Harvest is going to be super inefficient, especially when it comes to scaling, because past that like 15-minute mark is when Dark Harvest will sort of be more difficult than normal just to kind of stack. And so you really want to get your bread and butter in those first 3 backs if you are going to go Dark Harvest. This game, you really can't hinge too much on Dark Harvest since, again, they have so much disengage, and their laners are going to play extremely safe this game. Because, again, Veigar Cage, Sivir Spell Shield, Lantern.
Yeah.
And you have no way of entering on the Poppy unless Ornn already blows the W. So there's no point in going Dark Harvest. Phase Rush, really good into mobility junglers. I did call Jarvan a mobility jungle when we started, but that's only in terms of level 2 rush. When we're talking about mobility, we're thinking Hecarim, Lilia, Rammus, champions that we absolutely want to kite away from. Because in terms of Rammus especially, we don't want to go Dark Harvest because we're not going to be able to reliably get it on him. Like maybe once or twice before his like 3rd back, but that's about it. And then Fleet, there's no point in getting distance from Rammus. Whereas like you can continue a fight up with Phase Rush. Phase Rush is good for really re-engaging, because that's kind of where Graves like falls off in terms of fighting, where it's like that follow-up, and so Phase Rush gives him that little extra movement speed. Good question though. So this is fine. Surprised that you backed up here. This is still fine as well. Ornn should move. So on this play here, Poppy does have the push in, but this wave is not going to mean as much as getting the collapse on J4 or Poppy. And you already know that Veigar is moving into the lane as well, so he's just fulfilling a line here to cover. But I mean, like, again, this would require like communication from everyone kind of being on the same page. Because Ornn, what he could ideally do is try to hit level 3 in this wave, Q the wave, or try to destroy it as soon as possible, and then just move immediately. Because Poppy also has level 3 advantage. And Poppy will cross you out. The second that you hear Poppy is missing, what I would do is I would personally just run here and get away from any type of parallel wall that she can kind of block me on. Because you are shit out of luck if she presses W. Like, your only escape is your E at this point, unless you want to blow flash.
Yeah, I think I blue flash here.
And feel free to use the Spire's Bloom as well. Just fire it towards their jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fine. You live, and then they get off Gromp. The best that you could do. And yeah, like I said, he did hit level 3 in that wave. He did come, though, so to his credit, he did kind of fulfill that play properly. Yeah, this is fine. Gonna get double camped here. So what you could do if you already know that you're gonna get double camped is try to just go for Krugs and then reset. First 2 Krebs don't mean as much as your second ones, because your first 2 are just setting up for your initial ganks.
Yeah.
Every other Scuttle is gonna be map control into objective. Like, if you can sack for Scuttle and like you don't need to fight, it's fine. Graves as well is like an early game skirmisher, so like if they're playing something that you know is going to have a slower clear, so like Kha'Zix, Shaco for that end, champions that kind of need setup in order to clear, what you could do is you could actually be the transgressor here, so you could actually just go for level 2. But in that event, what you would need to do is you need to eat this wall and then move past. And so by the time they're still on Gromp here or Wolves, what you can do is easily push and try to go for steal or just go for kill. Because he's one of the best skirmishers. Yeah, this is fine. Again, you might as well have just went for Krugs, because then you don't show where you are on the map. Not sure if he saw you in the pit or not, but like, you're not really getting anything out of this. Because if Victor is calling that he's going to play safe and he is aware that J4 is going to be able to gank, the only possible way for J4 to enter this lane reliably is with Flash. Sure, Victor doesn't have Flash, but at the same time, what you could do is you could just go for Krugs. And this distance as well is really hard to cover. And Veigar already used E earlier. That's why Victor used Flash.
Does he not have cage?
Or sorry, he will have cage in a couple seconds, I think. Actually, he has cage up. But even then,
I think
there's no point in you covering the distance.
The reason why, I'm pretty sure, does he have cage up now?
Moving, yeah, he definitely does if he's moving like this.
So the reason why is because he's just flashless, right? And if he gets collapse on, I think if I'm there, I think we 100% win that fight. So even if they do, like, so if Veigar flash cages and then J4 also gets in there, like, they burn both their flashes, but we don't have any flashes to respond. So I think hovering him is not. I get like why I should get my Krugs.
Hovering him is not. No, hold on. Hovering him is not wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is fine. But at the same time, like, you're revealing on the map here, you already know that J4 just crossed this blue. That's probably why you just kind of beeline it.
Yeah.
At this point as well, even if Victor does get caged, J4 immediately has to flash EQ. Like, his EQ is going to land right here, and the distance that he would be able to flash to at max is like here. He's not going to be able to cut this hard of a distance. Plus, he's going to be in tower range. Victor has W in the event that he is caged in with J4.
Yeah.
So, like, he's not really in threat of death here. Even though they do have flashes up, they're not going to realistically burn J4 flash just to kind of zone out a full HP Victor. And, like, you can't cut that distance. Say you want to hover this and cover, you are not going to be able to cover this at all. Because you're going to take such a long time entering this fight. And even if you do kind of arrive into that fight when Veigar does have that cage over Victor, there's realistically no point, because J4 just flashes away anyways, and he's still going to be up a little bit XP over you, because he's also soaking this wave. Plus, like, low-key, if their wave is kind of shoving here, it's actually bad, because Veigar is sharing XP with jungle here.
Yeah.
And so, like, in this sense, since Victor is kind of zoned off of the wave, he's not really at XP loss severely. But if you enter as well, like, he's just going to have the same amount of XP pretty much as Veigar. So even if J4 does appear here, this failed gank is better than you just not ganking.
Okay.
Because, yeah, he can't cut that distance at all. And what you could do as well is, since you would be taking Krugs, you just instantly back and you come out of fountain with tempo. You have item advantage, and then that way
Yeah.
you can look at J4 and then try to skirmish.
I feel that's like one of my big weaknesses. I am really bad at managing my bases.
If you can, you just always want to buy like components, not force buy components like longsword or yeah, kind of what I was saying earlier. Even if he does get caged, it's like there's nothing that's gonna happen. It's pretty much like base level Vagar, and Vagar without
Yeah.
like ignite or without his I think it's called full stacks or something, or phenomenal evil. Not really
Yeah.
a threat. He just gets poked out, and that's about it. And even then, like, Victor still has TP. This is fine. This was really good. So what I was talking about to the Victor here is that, so I think your support, yeah, your support plays this really, really well. You guys get the lockdown. What Victor should have done, and what he kind of acknowledged yesterday as well, is immediately drop the W on top of Braum, because there's no way that Braum is going, or sorry, on top of Thresh. There's no way that Thresh is going to be able to reliably get out of this. He already has no flash. You already know this. And even if he doesn't get stunned up, he's still slowed, and that gives you enough time to fire your shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now he drops in, and it's a little too late, because even if he does get stunned here, everyone's still zoned off, and that's a split second there that he could have been slowed for.
Maybe if I walk up there, I think because all my
Oh, you entered
shotgun
this
bolts
fight
didn't
with
hit.
E. Oh man.
Yeah. To get
Yeah,
over the wall.
if you have E reset here, he's dead, because then you get an extra shot.
What I was saying is like if like I like maybe like walk up to him, so I'm in like a melee range of him, so all the spread hits on Graves. It might kill him. I'm not sure though.
In terms of Thresh.
Yeah. Like
Well, you did it anyways. You did fine here. Like this is fine. You're hitting him regardless. Maybe you like miss like one shot, but that's realistically not going to kill him at like 35 HP. At most, that will probably bring him down to like 10. What I'm saying is that, so the way that this gank works is that Braum is going to be your basic point of entry to slow. Victor sure has that slow, but it's not going to be as reliable as the Braum. What you can do in this play is essentially kind of go from around. Since you Eing is going to just start this fight, but they have no vision of Braum for a little bit. So if you know that Braum is coming, and I understand like the comms were kind of weird. He said like, oh, I'm on the way, like kind of closer to actually when he was like through this line. If you know that he's coming though, what I would do personally is just set up. You just set up waiting for the gank, because then that way as well you can root them here, or sorry, you can cut them off here and then slow them with the W, so it's a lot easier. And I think you do that as is. But yeah, it basically like saves your E, and you're also into the fight a little sooner. Because like you're kind of teetering back and forth. And Thresh even has this second idea here, whether or not he actually wants to go in. But then he sees Braum, and by the time he sees Braum, you already E over. And so you have E off of, or sorry, you don't have E now for a cooldown.
yeah.
Yeah, no, this is fine. Don't worry about like minuscule things in terms of like melee range, like walking up. Like it's whatever. Because he's still going to survive with that shield as well. This was a good try. With that E forward, that's a really, really good try.
Let's get that J4 in base.
So if you can as well, it's always good to back and then go for clears. So like I understand that your Raptors, Krugs, and Wolves reset, and your Gromp is going to reset in about 5 seconds or so. But like when you come out of jungle, you typically want always there to be something to do here. And so when you're coming off of tempo, since mid is resetting here, you can't really do anything bot, because just I understand the dynamic of your team. And then top, like unless Ornn really wants to force and get Poppy W, you just can't enter immediately. So what you should do is you should back, just take these camps with the extra damage or extra mobility, and then look for skirmishes. Because like you're gonna have this weird downtime now where you're gonna just kind of be walking back and forth, and unless you want to force stuff, it's just really, really troublesome. I think your laners also could have covered and just warded this. This is fine. Okay. So this is what I was talking yesterday as well with mid laner. This is a fight that you can't control here, because J4, no matter what, is going to enter. He has level advantage here because he did 2 camps, and then he got wave XP. So I'm assuming that he got 3 minions off of something. I'm just not quite sure what. but he definitely double crowded you early at the start. And so this play, you're getting zoned off here. The correct play is just to like fight and contest for this, since Victor does have TP. What Victor does wrong, and what we talked about yesterday with him, is that what Victor does wrong in this skirmish is they have no vision of this TP, so they actually don't know he's TPing. And so Veigar is like super zoned off. The wave is all the way up here. So what Victor should do is fulfill this kind of movement where he moves and covers you by the bush. That way, if you can constantly move up and bait out Jarvan, because he's probably going to take this immediately if you keep moving. But more or less, if you can keep baiting out Jarvan to take this fight, and you know Veigar is already here and might just naturally move, this is a really, really good fight that you and Victor win, so long as you two are relatively close to each other and can sustain and deal enough damage out to kill both of them. The same thing is Braum here is going to path actually. Took him a while, but Braum actually just heads over here. This is like such a prolonged fight. That's why I'm saying like Victor can cover you here. Because Victor takes his time here. Veigar was already moving into the wave. And like by the time Victor comes, J4 has no other option than to fight you, because Victor also has tempo into this fight. Like Veigar just needs to kind of get relatively close for cage. And he even popped Pred.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if Victor is in this bush, then it's a lot easier. Let's say in the event that you still die, it's whatever here, because then you also have Braum and Victor who follow up this fight. If Victor is inside this bush, Braum can easily dash towards him and then just tag Veigar. This is super awkward though for you guys, because now Sivir has moved. This is bad for Ashe to move. Like, this is extremely bad. Sure, you do want to be kind of moving into fights here, but if you are under tower like this, and if you have to catch a wave, and if you know that Sivir has the first push like this drastically, you're going to take way longer into the fight than her. You might as well just stay. And so, like, Ashe kind of fucks over her own lane. Like, now. You could just stay in lane and kind of build an XP lead. Yeah, you just need to play around jungle like that in terms of fights. I think they both die or something. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, Braum as well, just kind of continuing when he could have just went back.
Yeah.
This is just like whatever. Already went through it with these guys. Yeah. This is good. Why didn't you want to go to longsword there?
Oh,
Let's see how much damage you have. 900. Yeah, okay.
I definitely
Wasn't too bad.
yeah. If I can get a vamp scepter, I can get the double longsword.
Yeah, it's either Vamp Scepter or Double Longsword here.
I like the vamp scepter start if I can get dark right away, but I understand getting dark is the better spike than the vamp scepter. So
just because of the flat lethality as well, right?
yeah.
You're just gonna be really, really aware in terms of J4. Did you end up going Serpent's Fang this game?
No, I didn't.
Serpent's Fang is like really niche this game, but you could have gotten away with it just to deal a little bit more damage to J4 and Poppy.
I think my build was Eclipse, LDR Collector,
Good, yeah.
and IE.
Yeah, that's good. IE,
I
what
think...
are you getting? Hold on. Collector 20. What did you say? Eclipse? Eclipse doesn't give you crit.
Yeah, Eclipse,
LDR
Collector,
20.
and LDR.
Oh, okay, yeah. LDR would give you it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
And if they're heavy burst AP, I can sidestep my Collector for a Maw.
Maw is like super efficient right now too. Even if you don't want to fully buy into Maw, might as well just get the Gore Drinker.
Hex Drinker.
Hex Drinker, sorry. I mean, you don't really need it this game, but it's what it is.
No, not this game.
You also could go for Death Stance. If you're like super team fight oriented, Death Stance would be super efficient on you. Because then you're just sustaining all the fights, and Eclipse would heal you up as is.
I haven't tried it. Yeah, I mean, it sounds good.
Really good.
Sounds really good.
No, your build is fine. Build is pretty good. What type of boots did you go?
This game, I think I went caps.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. It's usually caps or mercs. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, caps or mercs. I don't build Zergers or Lucids.
No, you can't do Zerkers anymore. You used to be able to for Gale Force Rush. Lucidity Boots on Graves is just really troll. It's like you're not really looking to do anything. This is fine. You can't do anything. Bot lane lost pressure, so they just move up. Yeah. On this play as well, what you could do is you could look top because he does have ult. Like sure, Poppy can hit him outside of ult, and that's probably what's gonna happen here. But like you just keep going for that fight. Go for gank here. Okay, on this play, what you should realistically do, if you know that this singular try is not warded at all, okay, let's assume that you have no vision control of this rush. Try to lane gank. Because the way that their wave is situated right now is like perfect for you to enter that first push.
Won't the melee see me?
These? Well, they had to kill they had to kill these two. They had to make sure that these two are dead. But that's how you set up the lane gank. It's not just relying all on you. Like Ashe and Braum have whole part in this, but
I think I try a lane gank at another point in the game. But I'm not sure if I remember.
it's like it's obvious here when Braum starts walking up because this guy's been playing cautious all game like Braum, and so like the second he walks up, it's just like I wonder what's gonna happen here. And Braum has to take out the spell shield, otherwise like the Ashe Sivir lane just does not work. This is fine. Good try. So fine. This is fine. Nice. Good escape. Nice.
Should I try to fight him there?
No. Vigar's in lane. You can't. Vigar has Predator. Unless you want to be giving over gold to Vigar, then you can't.
Yeah.
Because like Vigar has push, and like all Jarvan needs to do is realistically bait your E, and then just ult you. Sure, you have flash, but then that's you wasting flash. And then Vigar can just like, if he's smart, and he's gonna recognize that you're gonna flash, just kind of come through this line, and then just kind of dick you down with his own shit. You fighting there is 100% not gonna go in your favor. So you did the correct play. You're good. Covering this wave as well is really, really good. It's gonna naturally crash as is. Victor has no team. Sure, the wave is gonna kind of reset here. Oh, do you get it? Oh man.
Yeah.
But sure, the wave like resets here, but that's better than you just wasting that cannon or the minions getting a plate. So fun. You need more vision control of your jungle though. If you know that they're like super ward heavy from the start, just don't be scared to just ward out, and don't be scared to spot out. That's a great hawk shot. Great hawk shot. Yeah. Just to Victor. Nice. You don't have auto attack on?
What?
Do you have auto attack on?
No.
Okay, yeah. You don't play with attack move, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, yeah. You don't need it, trust me. As jungle, you don't need it. A lot of people will tell you that you need it. That's just, no, you don't.
Sweet.
The only time you need it is if you're going for some, like, space gliding Twitch shit. Otherwise, it's just as efficient as just clicking the champ, especially if you get into a good rhythm of it.
Yeah, I just recently switched off quick cast with indicator, just the normal quick cast now.
Okay.
In like a month.
Okay. I mean, if you play champions like Lee Sin, though, I highly suggest just using indicator still, but...
I have the hotkey.
Oh,
so, like,
okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I have it set up to...
Like, in terms of, like, ward W? What do you mean by that?
yeah.
Okay,
So like, it shows, so yeah, it gives me the, if I click my shift and the ability,
yeah.
it will give me like the same prompt if it was a quick cast with indicator.
Okay.
But if I just, but my normal abilities, QWER, if I just hit those, then it will not give me the prompt.
You can't cover this, by the way, because he already showed on Vision. We were talking about this yesterday as well. He went to go eat the brush, and like this is just super unfortunate for you. There's no way if you knowing whether or not J4 is here, even if you do enter this fight, like it's still whatever. You're fighting this 2v1. You coming here though is good because you did get his flash. This was still good cover. But you don't win that as is, and that's not your fault.
Yeah.
That's not even his fault, to be honest. It's like, at most he should not have entered this brush without you for vision.
Mhm.
Because like, if they're on Herald, there's no point in checking because Poppy will rotate anyways.
Yeah.
Poppy perma has aggro in this lane. Yeah, you can't take this wave because then Victor's lane is kind of fucked. Really
Yeah,
wants
that's why I
some kinda
backed
slow
off of it.
pushes. Yeah, good awareness. Victor should have let the minions take one plate here, because then Veigar doesn't
Yeah.
get that. It's good, this is good. Magical footwear. Oh no, you don't. Try to get boots early, even if it's tier 1. Especially against like J4 and Veigar. It'll allow you to cut the distance or just try to run away. I'm not saying
I
go
feel-
tier 2, but...
So normally, so like I don't know, this game is really weird. Like for some reason, like I didn't go that, but typically my first buy is Dirk. If I have enough Dirk boots, but if not, I get Dirk, and then my second base is boots and a longsword. If I
Yeah.
can't get Bamps up there.
Yeah, no, that's
This
fine
game,
too.
since I wanted the Dirk spike fast as possible, so I just had to sidestep boots.
Man, you are ballsy as fuck. This is such a risky play, because Veigar is the only one who can move from mid, because Victor TP top, and then the Thresh is on tempo. Sure, J4 is topside, and so this is good, but if bot lane comes to cover this, since they know that you might just go for it, better players will just kind of recognize, like, hey, shit, I need to ward my blue area. This is really, really good, but it is still extremely risky. What you should do before moving up here is get Ashe to hawkshot it, just in case.
The reason why like I thought it was a little bit safer than it probably was is that Thresh is off map. I saw Veigar mid, and then the server was showing bot.
Yeah.
So I was like, the only realistic way that I die here, and I still have flash ult, right? So I can always like get over the wall really easily. And their flashes are just now coming up, so I thought I was probably more safer than I probably was, but.
At the same time, Veigar, sorry, chooses to go up, so it's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
But if they did kind of get the collapse, then you're really... Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, there's not much you can do here. Ashe doesn't have arrow. There's no point in entry here. This is good. Taking dragon. This is fine.
So, okay, so I do have a question, because I remember you... So, when I was watching Oda's
There you go, yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
you said to collapse on the Thresh instead of taking the dragon.
Push play. Oh, right
This play right here.
Okay, yeah, actually, yes. Okay, so this is a good play here. Wait, hold on. Bugged, or does she actually not have arrow? Oh, it's bugged, I think. Yeah, that cooldown is like coming off way too fast. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I can't tell on this play because this fucking indicator is bugged. Okay, I'm just gonna take a guess here and assume, since I said that Ashe has arrow. Yeah, this is really, really good here. Because like you can try to build some a kill lead here. Sure, you can take drag and then deny them from second drag. You're already 1600. What you could do though, if you know reliability on Ashe's damage, and this is kind of something I talked about your mid lane with, and now I understand why your team is the way it is in terms of bot lane. But just generally assuming if your AD can kind of follow up on this in terms of damage, this is really good because Thresh has no escape here. He has to blow a flash. And like J4 like sure is coming. J4 in general is gonna come off of base in tempo, so it's very, very risky because like naturally he will try to kind of fight this. But at the same time, like with Thresh dead, that means that Ashe can now move up, and Ashe has exhaust for that J4 skirmish.
Okay.
Because, like, this should not be allowed, where he's able to go, like, this deep. And you guys have him on vision, too. Like, even if Ashe wants to, like, sort of walk up. Because even if she walks up here, she's not really in threat of Sivir. Unless Sivir pops ult. Like, this is fine. At this point, you can't fight. But, like, when he's on try, you can. Like, these short trades or whatever. How much gold do you have? I would just reset after drag. And then go for fight. Or reset after drag. clear bot to top and then go for Herald.
Yeah, like
You're
I said,
setting up
that's
1400.
something I struggle with a lot, like just getting my reset off, because I feel like if when I reset, it's like time I'm not on the map,
Yeah.
and it's time for this J4 to like do something around the map,
Yeah,
which
but at
is
the
like
same time, like he's coming off of base here, and so like he has item. Where the fuck did he go? Oh, there we go. So he's
yeah, he's
coming
top.
off of base here, and so the way that it would work is that the only lane he can efficiently gank at this point is going to be topside, just because of how hard it's crashed. Victor has E upgrades, so Victor's just perma shoving waves this game at this point. There's not much you can do to cover that in this play. Okay, this too. So because you guys don't have any control, and because you guys actually spotted out Thresh earlier, kind of place this place this normal ward. You should already know that this is warded. You do a great job sweeping, but what is really, really efficient instead is just finishing your Krugs and then just moving up here through the lane. Again, this is like a perfect opportunity to lane gank. Instead of her going for Sivir though, and I think which is going to happen in a second, she should go for Thresh, because again, he's very immobile. He has to bull flash. He doesn't have the certainties of cleanse like Sivir does. Like they force this play so hard to your bot lane, because again, Braum hasn't been playing poke style at all this game. He's been pretty much like passive, kind of in the wave. So the only time he goes like aggro is when jungle is here, and so you need to make ganking a lot less obvious here, especially when you're cutting, because the distance for you to cut onto this line is really, really difficult as compared to like if Braum can successfully like tag, or you guys just let them crash the wave.
Okay.
Like on this play here. Okay, this is fine. Braum enters, it's whatever. This should not happen here. Where Braum is getting pulled, this is 100% like a dead Thresh. He should be tagging Thresh here. And then because Thresh is tagged, what they can do is follow it up with arrow. This is a perfect time to arrow. That way you can actually enter like whichever way you want. You don't need to necessarily rely on lane. But because they don't do that, you need to go through lane. Like you have to go from below as well. So the reason why you'd go from below is that even if they're in a situation where the waves are like this, like their wave is all the way here, they're pushing them out to mid wave, or sorry, to the middle of the lane. What you can successfully do is you can now enter this brush, and then you allow your team to get pushed in, and then that basically crosses any point of exit for them, because they're stuck in between a fucking minion wave. This is fine. You get Sivir with what you... Oh, okay. Yeah, those are two scenarios that you should have played it, or your team too. Because like Braum's playstyle is like really passive in lane unless you're coming, and they just have already recognized that. So since you're down here, you might as well just get the blast cone. It doesn't really mean much, but
Yeah, I mean it's always good to get.
like you have Braum too to move. They're kind of getting crashed in. But again, you don't really know where J4 is, so I don't blame you. Okay, Eclipse, nice. Played Steel Caps, even better. LDR second is really smart. Especially without cut down. Okay, nice. Nice. Gonna ult you here. Beautiful ult out, actually. Yeah. Yeah. The fight is... Okay. Fight is so weird.
So for my perspective, do I just E in? Because I saw J4 EQ, and I was like, I can either E back, hit J4, or I can either E in and hit Vagar. Right, so I like ulti out.
This is fine. Yeah, you ulting out is good. Yeah, this is all good. Vagar's on the way now.
Miscues, huh?
Hold on. Okay, Ornn ults in. Yeah, hitting Vagar is good here, because then it also stops him. Okay, you guys saw J4 go into the bush. You guys not really care about J4?
I can't really remember off the top of my head.
Fair enough. You're dead here from the W. Okay, I mean, you're trying to cut the distance. Hold on. This is like super, super close. Everything happens so fast, so sorry, you'll just have to give me a second.
I don't know. You're...
Okay, you had enough time there when he was kind of throwing the Everfrost to just flash out. Eing away is still going to guarantee that you're going to get slowed from this cone. If you just flash towards the cannon here, then you can E forward. And then you're not in threat of J4. Because then you actually help your team out as well. But again, like I keep saying, it's such a super fast fight. This would be something like you'd need to just kind of... like
Be prepared for.
Yeah, just kind of think about mentally, like, hey, I'm going to flash this guy's Everfrost. Or like, he didn't use Everfrost when they were trying to collapse earlier. Because if you do flash here, again, you just E forward, and then you can successfully kill Veigar and then pinch on Thresh. Because right now you're between two fucking, you know, 2 damage dealers, and they both have you on the mind, because they're not going to look ideally for Ornn. But I don't blame you for dying here. It's like, unless you know what you want to do, or unless you already have that mind in play, or sorry, that play in mind, you're not going to do it. What your team should do is off that fight, they should have done Herald. So just kind of going just for strictly top push. Braum could have just stuck around and started Herald. This is still good, yeah. Played Steel Caps. Nice. You don't really need to rush Steel Caps this game. What you could have done is just get tier 1 boots and then just armor base. Okay, let's fly here. You just stack the damage. Because you're kind of behind as it.
Yeah.
Let's see this. Good try. Oh, this game I just noticed as well. I think Blue Smite would have been more efficient here. Again, you're trying to skirmish out J4, so having that mini exhaust / burn is really, really good. And then being able to just kind of smite Sivir or Veigar would be also efficient. But because you had to be within super close range of them, and then that would mean that you constantly had to fight them after you do smite, it's just like more beneficial here just to kind of get the slow than it is just to get the exhaust. Because when you blue smite here, and admittedly I'm super biased because I think blue smite is really good into a lot of those positions as jungle. But anyways, if you blue smite, that allows for Ash Arrow to hit more effectively, Braum to kind of follow up, the chase is more effective since you would have an extra layer of slow, and then potentially Ornn could collapse as well. Because like there's so many plays here in this game where they have so many disengages, and so on disengage you typically want the blue smite, just so that can add an extra level of slow. And Braum too, it's the difference between, you know, killing Thresh earlier and not killing him. This is fine, you guys really forced this. I think you're dead here anyways. There's no point in flashing because he still has the follow-up. It's the same like mentality behind Ashe later after you guys go for Baron. She just flashes and he still has this follow-up. This is pretty much like the bread and butter of J4. He likes baiting out EQ flash from opponents and then just following it up with the judgment. Yeah. Okay, Sivir flashes for no apparent reason. This is fine. You guys go for an overzealous play, but I mean, you guys kind of had to. It's one of those situations where it's like, I can't do anything else. Try to have setup before dragons, effectively like 120 to 110 before. Allows for vision control, allows for movement on the map as well, controlling canals in terms of like behind the dragons, their passageways into dragon.
Yeah. Typically, I'm more on top of this shit. Like dragon, like I kind of stepped back from the shot caller role because I really hated it, but I kind of got forced on it since someone else wanted to do it.
Is there a reason why you hate it?
I prefer someone to guide me through the game than me having to like, guide everyone else.
Okay.
Because it's because I feel like a lot of the junglers I get put on are like very util based when I feel like I can be a very strong carry, and I just get thrown on the champions like, and it's partially because I say to too, because it's like I know what's gonna get us the win, right? But like a lot more recently, I've been playing shit like Graves, Viego, and like more carry style champions because I've kind of just like if I'm on a carry, I can, you know, I feel like I can do my job pretty well.
So
but
you want to play util or you don't want to play util carries?
I don't mind playing util, and that's kind of like like I play a lot of Hecarim
Mm-hmm.
and Volibear, so I don't mind the util, but topside right now it's like throwing him on like a hyper carry champion is not always the greatest.
Yeah.
So it is better if I'm on a carry champion with mid,
Yeah.
and there's 2 carries in the game instead of just one, because there are 80. Since you, I mean, you talk to Zach, so I pretty much know. It's like you get the idea of
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah,
like a lot
I
of the
agree.
things that I picked up from like the video, it's like I agree with it a lot, like the things that you were saying in like the ideal world, but
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like
Well,
with
I
our
mean,
situation how
yeah,
we play.
yeah. I was told about the situation, like why you guys play
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
you guys play, and it makes a lot of sense.
Hmm.
And like, okay, so let's put this. Hold on. So they can't effectively approach this unless you're here. What you should do instead of going for Kugs here is just kind of cover, because you'd rather deny them the opportunity to get split push, which it seems like they're trying to set up Poppy up for. Second Victor and Braum effectively clear and go for this engage here, or just try to check like Herald. Is
Okay.
when you should immediately start pathing, like this. Just immediately start pathing. Just fuck these two little Krugs. Just beeline it. Same thing with Ornn. Like Ornn can Q this wave, but that's about it. And then he just makes it because he has.
Just had the curl, yeah.
Yeah, because you'd rather cover. Actually, yeah, he does correct. Okay, yeah, Ornn does it actually proper. It's like you're trying to deny them more than anything.
I think.
But they force this a lot. They hard force this. There's like
Yeah.
sometimes it's good just to give too. It's like
So
you guys killed them at Dragon, and then
Yeah.
there's only 2 here. And if you already know J4 and Poppy are here, you better know that like the guy with Predator and the guy with TP is still up, and he's coming off a base with item. Whereas like Victor only has like 20% mana. Like this fight
So
is
it's
just lost.
it's correct just to like say fuck it and just beeline it here, right? It's
Yeah.
like I shouldn't say bot in pharma camps.
No,
Okay.
but again, there's multiple like POVs. You could say fuck it and then continue this fight, or you also Ornn should not have flashed to auto that. You're just gonna kill him anyways. And now he doesn't
Yeah.
have flash. But like it's okay to say fuck it, I don't need this camp, and then just beeline it. It's also okay just to tell a team like, hey, don't die, we can afford to give. Like the game is way too close at this point. This fight is like net positive for you guys. But you see what I mean from earlier, by the way? You like red smite and it doesn't really lead into
Do
anything.
Yeah.
Like, if you blue smite here, then you can at least like catch the distance, even if you do E into or W or get caught by a cage.
Mhm.
Like, red smite is good into like those bursty champions that will absolutely like destroy you. So assassin mids, you know, close range mages, so like Cassio, things like that. It's
Yeah.
also very good into like assassin junglers, so Rengar, Nocturne, you know, Viego, Talon, Kha'Zix, Kayn sometimes too, blue form. This is fine. I would just sweep, by the way, too. You might as well just sweep this bush, since you already know that that they just had a skirmish in here. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, this. Wait. Oh, okay, no, it's not this blue. Okay, there's another blue where you started like leashing. Understand, like there's like that mentality behind like, oh, we can get on the map quicker if I just leash this shit for you and you just E. But at the same time, like it's more effective for you to be elsewhere than it is just to leash a buff for a laner.
Mhm.
Especially when it comes to like mid lane, because after third backstory, essentially when like the laner is like level 7-ish, you are fine. Like you do not need to leash that guy at all. He's just gonna be able to destroy it. And even if he does kind of get chunked out, it's still good. Okay, there's a lot going on in this fight. I called it out in the AD coaching vid, different than how I called it yesterday. So at that time, I didn't acknowledge that why Ornn did this. So I realized that like Ornn assumed Sivir was going to continue down, and so this is logical in ulting this way. But she actually notices that the ult's coming this way, and so she pats top instead. There's nothing you can do as jungle since you are late to this fight. I truly believe that they kind of forced this, like with the TPs, and especially like kind of just wanting to collapse on Sivir. There's a lot of missed calls as well. Like everyone is just kind of all over the place. So in terms of what you can do better in this fight, I think that's it. I think after this, so you guys just kind of look towards like doing stuff on the map here. Yeah, you can go for Baron here and force. So the way that this Baron would work is that it's a correct call, but you're not looking to destroy this Baron because it's still 50-50. You're looking to get a pick. And the people who are going to get a pick for you are going to be Braum and Victor here because Ornn has no ult.
Yeah.
Like
Kinda
this is not on you for missing smite, by the way.
I didn't even miss smite. It's like,
Don't? Oh no,
look,
he just
Poppy-
gets in. Yeah,
Pop-
you get zoned.
yeah, Poppy gets knocks me out, and then he just EQs over, and then
Yeah.
he gets it.
Yeah, you have to look for a fight a lot earlier.
Mhm.
And so right here, so what I was saying yesterday is that there's no point in you going for this. You might as well just go for this. I don't know if you have W up at this point. Let's see. Yeah, you might as well just smoke screen Vagar and then just try to kill him because you already know he has no flash. And so the rest of the team can try to follow this up as well. Like, everyone's trying to get inside the pit to kill this Baron. But essentially at this point, you already know J4 has exit. They have a Thresh Lantern in there. You should already know that flashes are still up as well. What you guys should do is you guys should have a better chance at timing it. But because these everyone is like so situated towards whoever's in the pit, they all just get out and Vagar just walks away for free. Vagar essentially just got extreme poke during that fight.
Yeah.
What Victor should do is he should throw his W out to zone here. Even if Vagar doesn't walk in just to fully get stunned, he still has to walk all the way around. You getting knocked out is super unfortunate. It's whatever. At that point, just beeline Vagar. You guys can't do anything else.
Yeah. Just give the Baron.
Because, like, Braum could literally just move, like, hold on. Like, you're going to give Baron regardless. You just got knocked out of pit. There's no way that you're going to cut that distance. And, like, the guy has a 900 smite. There's no way that someone's going to out-damage that unless he fucks up the smite or something.
Yeah.
This is just an unfortunate cage. Keep moving. You kind of hesitate. Keep moving so that Braum can W to you and then tag Vagar. Yeah, this was just unfortunate. But the correct call is Baron. I know a couple people are saying, like, oh, it's not. But I definitely think correct call is Baron. But you just don't play for finish. Because you're going to be in a 50-50 situation no matter what. And, like, Poppy has collapse. And when Poppy collapses, you just kill.
Yeah.
Same thing with when Poppy actually entered or how Poppy entered. Victor could also just put his W on top of her or put it on the left side just to kind of deter her from moving forward. The second you get knocked out, he drops this W. He drops the W right here. She can't do anything. The rest of the team collapses. Ornn can knock her up. Or he just drops the W inside the pit or on top of Baron. So that J4, if he does go over, they're just fucked and it buys you time.
Yeah. Gets me back in the fight.
Yep, this is fine. You guys can't do anything. Might as well just back here. What you can do is you can clear bot, and then you just go to Crab. This was bad from AD. Same thing that I was saying to you earlier. It's like, there's no point in flashing once J4 cuts the distance with the EQ, especially since he has, like, ult up. You're just blowing a flash for no apparent reason, and the second time he does that, you're dead. Okay, this fight was really important yesterday. You did not troll this by getting hooked. I think actually Braum trolled this, because Braum is... Well, troll in the sense that, like, he could have played it better, but Braum here is towards the left side, so right here is when you guys split up. Braum should be hovering you in the event that you do get hooked. It should be fairly obvious that you're going to get hooked at this point. What you should be doing is you should play up as you are, but Braum should be in a situation that he can either W or just take the hook for you as is. Because what's going to happen here is you get hooked, and there's no follow-up here. The rest of your team can't do shit. And, like, Ornn surely ults here, but it's just whatever. And by the time Braum does kind of dash, he's dashing to a minion, so he's not giving you those resistances. And he's also not really helping you out in terms of damage reduction. Because Silver's freely hitting you with the Q. Like, Q and autos. And he has shield up, too. So that's not a new, that's more a team thing. A good collapse. Yeah, the rest of the team moves up here. You guys go for the opponents up. This is just an unfortunate lantern. I didn't understand what he was doing when I saw the AD gameplay, but like, this was so funny here. I didn't even know like he could kill it. I honestly did not believe. Like that, I had no idea why he queued forward.
So no, I don't know if you heard comms, but he fucked up. He didn't mean that. He did not mean
Yeah,
to do
no,
that.
I
He tried
mean
to keep that clear.
it turns out well for him, but like
I mean, yeah, he did
that is
not
the
mean to
funny,
do that at
that
all.
is the funniest shit of all time.
Should have worked out.
No, it should not be working out. That was crazy.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
But yeah,
Yeah.
but at this point too, you guys now are down to like only Thresh having Baron. So like that fight was good, but Braum could have played it a lot better and might have saved you. I think you're dead either way since you just get hooked and you're on the
do I
crosshairs
just
of everyone.
like for future reference? Do I just try to flash look there?
Oh, you
like-
had flash up? Yeah, 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you should be aware that he's... Sorry, I didn't even notice you had flash. You should be aware, if Thresh is especially close, you might as well just flash towards Braum inside the wave. Like, there's no point in flashing back. Because if, like, Ornn is calling or Victor is calling that, hey, we want to fight this, then Ornn's on the way to use his, call it the Forge God, like, you naturally want to push this fight. And, like, you want to push the fight up. So let's say you're in a situation where you were able to flash that, and you guys are in the kind of driver's seat for this fight. You didn't die at all. Let whoever wants to leave through the jungle in terms of their team, but you basically follow up on the Veigar, and I believe it was the Sivir who went up. Because they have smaller points of exit than than the people in the jungle. The people in the jungle essentially can leave throughout like any type of way, and you guys had like no vision. But in terms of like lane, they continuously had to go up, and by the time they're constantly going up, you know, like Victor can queue a wave, and then he suddenly has movement speed, and there's just a bunch of shit that can happen. Did you E over?
I think I do.
Personally, and maybe this is ego, but I would just take red. I would take red before I have this fight, because red's going to give me regeneration. It's also going to give me a little bit of a burn. I'm not sure how many smite charges you have here, but if you can afford to drop one for like 7 seconds, then I definitely would just immediately burst the living shit out of red. And then just take it, because then you'll have a little bit more sustainability and burn in this fight. Because this is going to be a huge team fight for Soul Point.
So I didn't E over the pit, so I bless cone. The reason is it good to go over the pit there?
No,
It's
this is risky as fuck, because you have no idea where Poppy is. So let's assume that Poppy is here. Let's assume she is like pathing from here. Okay, and also this is like super crazy, because like you're assuming that they never placed vision here. If they have vision, what they do is they just collapse on your ass. Like, sure you have flash and sure you have ult, but like they just would naturally go here. They go for Braum because he's a lot closer, obviously. But like in terms of who's going to be the catalyst for them taking a drag, it's definitely killing you. Same reason why you'd like, why you wouldn't just want to be on like this side of the map either alone. Because like they can't follow up on you. There's no like protection here. At this point as well, I would honestly play front to back. I wouldn't necessarily play like on this side angle that you're kind of coming at. If Braum is moving back here, what I would do if I were you is just E over and run with Ornn. Because then you can safely play behind Ornn, rather than like approaching this dangerously. Because again, you have no idea where Poppy is, and up till this second, sorry, you didn't know where Thresh was. This is good, smoke screen. This is fine, you zone Sivir out. You just walk up. You should have auto Jarvan there.
Yeah, there's no point in autoing the Thresh.
There's no point in autoing Thresh, right?
Yeah.
You just eat into the judgment here. Surprised that the hook didn't hit you. Yeah, that's fine. You could have placed the ult a little better. Ideally, you just want to ult so that you hit multiple targets. So you could have hit J4 and Veigar.
The ulti that I threw was gonna spread a lot sooner than it did. Like as it I guess the shell like hit, it was like right on J4. I thought it was gonna spread and then it was just gonna kill him. That's kind of like why I threw the ult the way I did. But I probably should have like gone for the direct hit instead of trying to like.
You might as well have just flashed there as well. Like if you could, you just flash up and then kill the Thresh. But I think you're fine here. Kill him right. Yeah, he's dead. Vagar dead now? Should be dead.
Nah, he's out.
Oh, that's why you guys stopped. Okay. Good. Yeah, just kill Poppy. Everyone DPS Poppy. Nice, good flash. You can take Honey Fruit here. So like on that split second of downtime, you might as well just take one. Beautiful smite. Great smite. Nice. Good awareness of where the scuttle was and knowing. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, you might as well just do...
Yeah, I take the honey fruit now.
You're fine.
Yeah, I should have just done it.
You guys should have just started drag, by the way, because even if a fight does break out, Victor has TP. He's going to be quicker there. Like, your team's already here.
Yeah, we win this fight, 100%.
Yeah.
Even if they do it.
Yeah, this is fine. Brahma, like, goes super aggro here. Like, this is crazy as fuck, because no one else can follow up here.
Yeah.
That is insane. Yeah, this is good punishing. Yeah, this is fine. Nice. Yeah, I had some tips on like what happens in terms of like laners and stuff like that, but it's not really relevant to you. So far, you're doing pretty well. I think it's just like spacing and like just being confident enough to like flash. Because like there's certain points I think where you're holding on to flash, assuming that you can make a better play, but like you're a really eager player. Like you want to kill, you like aggression, and so like it's really good just to like use that flash in terms of combat fights that you normally would lose. Especially when we were talking about that topside fight where you E into the Everfrost or something.
Yeah. Just try to flash it instead.
Yeah. You should just be giving blues and, well, blues over to your mid laner. After, like, your second blue, you just give all your blues to mid. Like, if they're control mages or if they're, like, mana-hungry champions. If they're, like, Yone or some shit, you don't really need to worry about that. The way that your team works, you wouldn't need to give him blue. I would probably give Yone and other melees red. I don't think you guys play to give AD red though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Where are you on this fight? Honestly, since everyone is here, you were kind of late to the fight. You might as well just go crash mid. Because like everyone's just kind of dicking around here. Like there's not really much for you to do. Like even if a fight does break down, you can just walk down.
Yeah.
Nice. Covering toward the top side. This is fine. Try. Yeah, your build is solid. The LDR is like super efficient. Way more efficient than Collector.
When they're pretty squishy, I go Collector first.
Yep, you should.
But this specific game, I didn't. Which is like another reason I should probably. I don't know. I just like. I feel it a lot like early game, last stand. Like I've won a lot of fights I probably shouldn't have. Just having last stand. So I kind of just like instinct to bring it.
So the reason why last stand wouldn't be super efficient on Graves is because sometimes in fights as well you want to gravitate, especially early game, you want to kind of be playing around those 8 stacks when you're coming out 315 or 314 for crab. And so like you wouldn't normally be low health with like full armor anyways. This is fine here, this is a good approach. Truth be told, could just flash out, because you're wasting a lot of time sitting inside the ult. Like, you get right here. You guys can kill Jarvan, but the second he flashes out, I might as well just flash forward and go to like this fight, because Braum and Orin are going ham. Especially Braum, this guy's like, I think he zones Vagar or some shit like that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. J4 is just wasting your guys' time. You might as well just let Victor deal with it, and then you guys go Baron. Because they're fighting 2v3. Like, you guys waste a lot of time here. Nice. So nice. Now the only issue with this late Baron is that Poppy is up and Vagar is up. I think you guys still do good here and get it.
Yeah.
You don't need all 5 members on this. Someone could have pushed top wave. Like a lot sooner.
Do you think I should have stayed mid and pushed?
On this?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's really no threat in Smite. But I mean, I don't know if you can get this tower. Unless you're like E-ing, you would have to E twice and then you get the tower.
You don't
Even then-
think?
No.
Like
No,
from-
yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. You do a lot. Yeah, you'd probably do about 60% of that. Yeah. But I mean, it's just kind of whatever. Like, the main issue with you dying here is like, if you're not able to take this fast enough, then you basically are playing with 4 Barons instead of 5.
Yeah.
And like, you'd rather just split push with Baron than without it. At most, you could just have someone else like kind of push that.
Yeah.
Especially if like your top laner has Demolish, like that's just gone. This is fine too. Like using these Baron empowered minions to do this is perfectly fine.
Red team's turret has been
Don't let buffs just stay idle. If you can take a buff into a fight, it's always going to be beneficial for you, even if you're not the one who's supposed to be having it. You might as well use red than not having it, right?
Yeah.
The great collapse on Thresh. Okay, hold on. There's a lot that happened. Okay, this is really good collapse on Thresh. Good smoke screen. He doesn't know where he's going. Nice, good ult. Nice, you guys. Yeah, you just hard win this. Okay. Nice, nice. On this play is when you would dedicate someone mid. Because instead of just having, like, you could personally just go mid here on this play. Because now you have all 5 members with Baron. When we're talking about Baron, we want to spread out our Barons, and we want to make sure that we're empowering as many waves as possible. Sure, you only have, like, 1 cannon here, and I think, like, someone's tanking. Oh, it's actually you tanking. But, like,
red team's
yeah, you should not be that low as is.
Yeah.
But anyways, like, you could get 2 inhibs here
been destroyed.
instead of, like, just 1. So what you guys do is, like, you guys shove that wave in, and then you guys have downtime where Vagar's dead for, like, 12 seconds. Poppy's dead for 16. And let's assume someone was crashing this mid wave in. You guys could have just rotated and took this tower at most. Even if you don't have faith that you could take inhib too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you leave your bot side way too idle. Don't be afraid to just say like, hey laners, take the jungle side that I need reset as well. You might as well just have them reset it if you're not going to kind of play towards that.
Typically, like, I don't know. I kind of just get, like, my camps taken a lot. Especially when I'm, like, when we're behind, like, my jungle just becomes, like, completely barren.
Right?
Like, there's nothing there. But, I mean, when we're ahead, typically, it's pretty, like, I can, like, do a lot with it.
I like this aggression. This aggression makes more sense though if you have Umbral Glaive. Because then you're like
Yeah.
super efficient.
Shut down.
I gotta try it out. I have not played it at all.
Okay. So this was main point. So Ornn TP's in
Shut down.
like okay. So they immediately pull the trigger knowing that you guys are out of this. In this certain circumstance, since Braum is going to be the main focal point of Sivir, what you could do is you don't even need to ult out of the pit. Ulting out of the pit doesn't really give you an advantageous angle here. At most, it's denying him from getting like Gore Drink or heal on you, but I think he's just yeah, he just did that anyways. So like, you might as well just stay inside the pit and then just auto him. Especially since like he immediately cancels it too, but you just play up. Do you have smoke screen? Oh, okay. Okay, this play now you all should turn, but you guys have to turn on Thresh and Sivir because you're forcing them this way. There's no point in going for Jarvan because he's gonna have a lot of exit points, whereas they are controlled inside this canal. Right there. He aims for Thresh, but he should just aim wide for Sivir and Thresh. You guys can keep going. So the call here was Vagar has Predator, but Vagar popped Predator to kill Victor, and even off a cooldown, like the cooldown's not that quick. It's gonna be like 25 seconds at most.
Yeah.
So like you guys just keep following. And sure they have last cone up, but like your Graves, you can continue the chase. Like don't be afraid to pull the trigger, especially when you're ahead. You're up ahead like 6k gold, but you have Ocean, meaning that you have a lot more sustainability. And you also have fucking Collector, so you're just gonna one-shot everyone.
Yep.
Like don't play Turtle, don't play Turtle. When teams play Turtle is when like they're super frantic and when they make mistakes. Like it's smart just to bleed them out, but like if you can, just go for the pick. Good flash. You're dead if you don't flash. Okay, this was a weird fight. Everyone was like on their own target for this. Yeah, you had to walk with team. Yeah, you just play up. Yeah, good. Ignore Poppy, and then you just keep running up. You should be playing with Ornn and Braum. Because, like, Poppy is not going to be who turns this team fight. It's going to be Sivir or Veigar.
Yeah. I think I got really scared when I saw Veigar cage. So I kind of, like, hesitated a lot.
This is good. Trying to go for a flank here. Yeah, nice. Nice. Good blind. Yeah, and Victor just TPs to end. Yeah, and then that's game. Yeah, you played well. I think biggest tip for this first game is try not to make ganks so obvious. Try to think dynamically about lane ganking. Because the lane ganking situation, especially if you are going to perma play weak side bot, should be very, very apparent. Because they constantly get shoved in, and then the second that they break their own freeze spot, what you could do is you could just situate towards that brush. And if you're going to play weak side as is, the enemy team will recognize that, and they will know that you're more than likely not going to gank them. So they're just kind of going to play ego, especially if like you're constantly playing towards top or mid. This game you played like top and mid very, very effectively. I feel as though you could have came bot like a couple times, but I'll touch upon that. And again, with the way that your team works, I understand.
Yeah. Especially after, this is the third game, game 2, I kind of was like, tilted as fuck. I was like, okay, I'm sticking to what I know. And, yeah.
Yeah, Ku is good here. Ku Alacrity, yep. You could go for Tenacity in this game. Like the Tenacity just to kind of get out of the Silas-y.
I like Alacrity just for the matchup this game for the Gragas.
Yep.
And Alacrity goes better with Conqueror.
Yeah, you stack your Conqueror 12 stacks way faster too, yep.
But I feel as if, to be honest, I don't even think like the Conqueror tree is. I mean, I don't think Conqueror's that useful. Like, I wish I could just go Dark Harvest, but I don't know. I feel like Diana's just become like an ult bot. I don't feel like I'm using my Conqueror enough.
Well, you kind of have to. Well, actually, so that's right, and that's also wrong because Diana's W, I believe when I looked at it last time, if it max hits, it gives you actually 8 stacks of Conk, and so each orb would count as 2. And so like it's actually pretty crazy because she stacks Conqueror especially fast, and when you're at max stacks, you're sitting at 15.6 AP or AD. Like it's just super efficient on Diana. Sure, you want to go for like the Q poke and you just want to like destroy him. You also could go electrocute, but that's like super unknown. You do a good job smiting, by the way. Your smites are really key. If you don't smite here, you are fucked for your start. Nice, good shit.
Yeah.
You do a great job. I would just beeline my blue side because they know I'm gonna start here anyways, and I'm on vision. Like I might as well just not do something. He can easily come out. Yeah, see.
Yeah, he just comes and smites it.
Yeah, now you're at like an XP deficit. At this point, if you are an XP deficit, just go and do blue. Don't bother with wolves.
Okay, so should I, instead of going wolves or blue, should I just go to his red?
You could fight him as well. I mean, Gragas is not really an early game skirmisher. The only issue with you going to the red is that Volley's gonna get shoved in by Silas early because Silas has the wave crash. Like Volley's not gonna have reliable wave clear early. Silas easily can just move to you, but I think you just immediately go blue for sure because you'll hit W or you'll hit 3.
I think the reason why I went here is that because I know Gragas started E his like his start's gonna be really shit, and he
Yes.
can't get a leash.
Yeah.
So I think that's like my thought process. I probably could have.
No,
I
this
don't
is
think I take
correct.
Krugs.
This is correct. You don't take Krugs. This is
Yeah.
correct. If you miss these, like if you mess up the Krugs and the wave line is here, and then you appear, like it just is so
Yeah.
obvious. Hold on. This is good though. Taking red. I would just commit to red here.
Yeah, I thought I could try to save Zach.
On this play, you just immediately had to run. Don't even go all the way around. Like right.
Like run to the Raptors.
Right. Hold on. Right when you see Gragas enter the lane, right here, start running around.
Okay.
So this distance is going to be quicker. This is going to kind of be distanced. Also, if you're on this point, what you could do is you could look for QE over the wall.
Yeah. I don't think I was
Actually,
just kind
do
of
you
like,
even have Q? I don't think you have Q, but
nah, I don't. It's on cooldown.
oh shoot, I don't think he hit that Q. Yeah, this is fine. Oh yeah, you did it. His shield just took it. That's
Yeah.
so unfortunate. Yeah, that's all you can do there.
So I mean, I get a camp over him.
Okay, in this situation, if he for sure is dead here, like this, where he gets knocked up, and there's no way of you guys turning this,
take
especially
red.
if you don't, well, you don't have W, and like when you're QEing into Yasuo, the main damage source when you're going into melees as Diana is going to be your W. You might as well just take the red.
Yeah.
Like you might as well just take red, because now you're at a loss here. Like, you 4-camped. Okay, this is still fine. Yeah, good re-engage. Who got the smite? Did you get the smite?
I spent it early for HP. So he got the crab.
Yeah, this is fine. You just immediately do your blue.
Yeah, so I eat to the crab, and then I smited it so I can get HP so I can kill the S, and then he just flashed on the S.
Can you just back after that? How much gold do you have?
Yeah, do that.
Yep. You're gonna go an alternator here or Darkseal. Okay, yeah, that's still fine. Darkseal, Blasting Wand. Yeah, makes sense. You're gonna be playing. So Darkseal Blaster. Actually, hold on. So this could be good. This also could not. It's good if your laners are effective enough to set up CC for you or effectively set up ganks for you. The Darkseal here is not as efficient as just kind of going boots. Magical footwear. Hold on. Oh yeah, you do.
I think you do, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, Darksteel is the best you can do in this situation, but let's assume you didn't have magical footwear. You might as well just get tier 1, that way you can cut the distance into lanes fast. And like Malphite mid, the only lane that can effectively like constantly set you up is pretty much Volley going forward with Q. Rakan with the W, he's just gonna like constantly be at odds with Kog'Maw, who is long distance ranging with W, and then Yumi as well gives him movement. Like there's no point.
I think I maximized. The only other like option I would go is alternator here.
Yep. You only have alternator or blasting one.
Yeah.
Fine, yeah. You should also get a habit. I'm not sure if you had enough, but you should also get a habit of 1 to 2 pink. I personally like 2 pinking, just because like if my 1 pink reveals an area that that like I'm not in need of right now, then I can always redo it again. This was just super sad because like, yeah, that's the last second. Yeah, you just hold this wave. Yes, it. Nice. Nice. Yeah, you just leave this lane because it's going even. Now it's gonna kind of be crushing. Nice. Okay, yeah, perfect hold. Nice. Beautiful. You used to be a laner by any chance?
No.
I would assume that like top lane. What's your secondary?
Top, but
Oh, okay, that's why.
I rarely get top.
Nice.
Mainly,
Good follow up.
yeah. So yeah, I think. So this is why like me and the top laner are really good at doing this. If we kill him once, it's like this guy's gonna die like 8 more times. Because we just like I think he goes like 2 and 7 like on a laning base. So, yeah, it was bad for him.
Oh, I see what you tried doing here. You tried flashing. You tried flash ulting. But yeah, but your ult damage. The second that the light hits the ground is when it's already gone. Like
Yeah.
is when the damage is done.
I just wanted to make sure it actually hit, and it didn't miss. So we just secure the kill. Secure the kill.
Yeah, I know you're fine. If you're gonna make this play, what you should do is you should come around.
Do like the Raptors, yeah.
You just come around because there's no point in you beelining it. Because Yasuo has early access, whereas like you had to cut him off and then he turned.
Mhm.
Same thing with Rakan actually. Rakan was on the come up. He actually could have came through too. Because like this
Yeah.
is so awkward now for you. Because Malphite is answering waves. He has no flash, so can't really do anything. But and also he has no ult, so you had to set it up essentially. It's just a lot easier if you want to go for that. Just go through Raptors. Also, you can't contest for drag early like that, so it's fine. Losing drag is not a big deal. 1500. After you take Krug, you just reset and then play towards Herald. You can force Herald. You're gonna be stronger than this Gragas for sure. And is a great skirmisher. Yeah, you don't have ult, so you can't really do anything into this lane. You might as well have just went for Krug and then backed and then tried for bot. Because now
Yeah.
they know that you're gonna try to like play more proactively bot than you have before.
Mhm.
$1,800 gold, pretty hefty there, yep. Nice, great buy. You could have just double pinked though.
Yeah.
More efficient for 150 to get control of a lane or a sector than it is just for 75 gold. This is good. If you're on AP jungle, always take blue. Unless like your laners are like giga ahead. This is good too. Don't be scared. Go forward. Nice. Nice. You guys can kill here. Just Q. Nice. You can Q him here. Like when he's running away from Malphite, you could easily. I don't think it changes the circumstance since he had Flash Ignite anyways, but like don't wait till last second to Q him essentially. Just tag him. Even if you don't want him to know where you're going. Because right now, like at that point you're trying to go here, you're trying to basically like escape, but Malphite's not gonna be the one to cover for you because he has no CC. So he can't effectively cover as well as you hope. You're playing this game extremely well so far, though. Like, this is really, really good. Good gank. Nice. Nice. Yeah, and now you just hard crash and now he's fucked. You just beeline you should beeline Herald immediately, then come back up and then take this tower with Herald. Because like you delaying here doesn't really make a lot of sense because you're trying to go for aggression and you already know that Gragas is bot, so you might as well play opposite ends of the map.
I remember the call. I asked my top laners, like, do you want to just kill him again? He's just gonna walk the lane. We just kill him again.
Yes, yeah.
So I told them to like proxy the wave, and like if he goes on, he's just dead. Who cares if he die? Yeah, and I kind of mechanically fucked up there.
No, that's fine. But see what I mean? Because like now, ooh, that was close. But like it's just a lot easier for you since since now bot lane is at a disadvantage since they know that you're just camping towards topside, Gragas only has the option of going bot. And so this dragon is spawning here within like 16 seconds. You might as well get Herald, crash to that in top, and then they have to have someone allocated towards defending this tier 2. Because right now as it stands, Sylas is on 30 seconds. And so unless they constantly want to have this Herald go in and crash and potentially even take tier 2 by itself, you're not going to be able to have a free path to drag.
I'm not sure how I used Herald this game.
I think you take it right now by the way you're moving. Oh no, okay. Fine.
Shut down.
Nah, I think I walked to mid, then dragon. I'm not sure though. Nah.
This is very dangerous to hold this, by the way. You should just crash this, especially if drag is up and Gragas is playing bot side. You absolutely should just crash and then look for like potential steal angle or potential just vision control. Like, cause you're zoning Yasuo out of the way, but that doesn't really make any sense because like you're gonna lose an Infernal, and Infernal in this game, especially since you guys already lack damage, it's just you and Xayah. Unless like we want to equate Malphite out, but it's just you and Xayah, so it makes more sense just to go for that, making it that extra 5%. Yeah, and even since so the second that you're getting pinched there, hold on, when you flash here, this is a good flash. Just beeline to Herald. Because Yasuo, Yasuo is gonna just constantly shove in waves. Malphite is here now. He can't like escape, pretty much. Like Yasuo is not able to move up to you. Bali has pressure. He's in like a winning lane, more or less, quote unquote winning lane. And Gragas just took Infernal, so Gragas naturally will go for clear or just reset. You should not be clearing. You should not be clearing like camps right now. You should just immediately go for neutral objective trading. If you lose something, you constantly want to look for advantages that you can get elsewhere.
Yeah.
And with this, you should take this top and then potentially just dive Sylas. But Sylas is pretty much that red herring for you guys this game. Well, and you also could just back after you have Herald too, because you have Baron empowered back. Good try. Yeah, your back timers are pretty weird. You need to be a lot sooner. What is going on? So you go on to Gragas, get Yasuo ulted, your ulted knocks save. That's just unfortunate, that's not on you. You should just ult immediately though onto Gragas. Like right here, you might as well have just ulted. Even if you don't get the 2 targets, I understand you're trying to maximize the amount of damage here, but just before he knocks you away. Because at most he knocks you away, and then you're closer to the team, even if Yasuo does decide to ult. Sonya's second, really good here. Morelos would have been good too. Morelos is good here because they all heal.
Yeah.
But the Seeker's Arm Guard is really cost efficient. It's always been cost efficient for armor. You're going to need it against Yasuo and Kaguma, so...
Yep.
If you're into skirmishers and if you're into a comp that like is looking for those sustainability fights, so you're into like Graves jungle or like Viego jungle or things like that. Second, instead of going Zonia, even though it's really tempting due to the armor and just kind of going golden and giving you immunity after you ult, go for Nashers. Nashers is going to be really good and easy to proc your Concon. Line mid here. That was a good try. Trying to get Cog. At that point, since you've just flashed, you're gonna get kited as is. You might as well just go for the rest of the team. Nice. Kill Yasuo. He flashes away. Play with team, then you can just play towards top side or just crash mid. Right here, you get exhausted. Then you just try running as soon as possible. Yeah. I definitely think after he flashes away, you just go for Silas kill. Because you'd rather help out 3 of your teammates than just kind of be isolated. Because like no one else can catch up to you. Good W. You actually get out? There's no way you get out, right?
No, I think I died.
Oh, you shouldn't have done. Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, the margin is so close. I still think Yuumi ult hits you no matter what, whether or not you hit this honey fruit. But
I
like,
think my thought process was like,
you're gonna
if
sustain
I
it.
hit the honey fruit, then either like I paused good enough to where I think I only took. Did I take? I think I took one.
You took one.
Yeah, I took the middle one, and then so either they would have to walk like really awkwardly, right? Or they would like
Yeah, you're
the
gonna
honey
actually.
fruit.
Yeah, on second thought, you're gonna die anyways. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
yeah.
Because Yuumi ult's gonna reach you.
But
Yeah.
no, I definitely should have just went with the team instead of like looking for Kog'Maw.
Mhm.
I kind of like saw the gold. I saw like, oh, Kog'Maw's worth 450. I want to go get that money.
This was fucking crazy. I don't know why Silas dived. And then Zaya like Gale force forward just like...
Yeah.
No, this game was definitely a lot cleaner. This was your like 3rd game, I think.
Yeah. Jarvan was the second game.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Can you guys just not force this? Zaya still has ult, she has exhaust. Good, Sonya. Nice. Okay, no.
Yeah.
Malphite has to stay with team there. Same thing with volley. Because the second your 2 front lines are gone, you're pretty squishy as is. You're just gonna die, and now you give over soul point.
Mhm.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Yeah, this draft was weird though. Your guys' 3rd game draft was very, very weird.
Yeah.
I was telling him instead of going Malphite, he could have went Panth. It would have been super efficient into this game since it hard locks everyone and sets Diana up and volley.
Yep.
Malphite is for def 1-volt combo. And like they would not pick Mal. So the logic was, you're scared of them picking Malphite. They won't pick Malphite because you guys are really AP heavy, and Zaya also has ult. So like Malphite would never work into that comp. Malphite only works into majority AD comps.
Yeah.
Like, even if I do pick Malphite into that comp, it's not going to be good because you guys have answers for everything. And then worst comes to worst, mid just goes Silas.
Mhm.
Like Silas 2 would just absolutely destroy Yasuo. Yeah, so see what I mean? Like the Dark Seal at this point is not really giving you much in terms of like long-term stacks. Sure, you're getting here and there, but like
Yeah.
early game, you're trying to make sure that you just max that time. Good.
Mm.
You might as well just take this. You're like one of the only damage healers. This is a great collapse onto Kog'Maw. You keep running long though. On this, yeah, you just focus on Kog. You don't focus on Gragas here. Nice. Go Yuumi. Nice. Where Blue Smite kicks in and you could just Blue Smite his ass. Nice. Kill Gragas here. Volley has ult, has flash. Oh, that is unfortunate. Fires, presses Q way too soon. He presses Q like right. Yeah, he should just ult to cut the distance instead of flashing immediately.
Or like
and he
ult to reset the Q timer.
Yeah, that is so unfortunate. Is it still fine, I think? Let's just go for Yasuo. Even Zion, close it, yeah. Nice.
Shut down.
Don't know if you guys can Baron. You guys have like no HP. What you should do is
I
you should
heal a
allocate
lot.
someone. Yeah, but like you guys have no HP and like hardly any damage. Like it's just
Yeah.
Malphite onto Baron is not really gonna do anything.
Yeah.
I definitely think this is Morello's game though for you.
Mhm.
Oh, this was crazy too. So this is fine. You're getting ulted by Silas here, but Rakan almost actually, like, he almost makes the situation even worse because Diana ult scales off of how many people she's getting in the ult, and he actually, instead of making it 2, he actually makes it 3. So it's just you and Malphite right here.
Yeah.
And I understand he's trying to help, but he almost fucks this up. Like that is one close fight.
I'm scared for my
Nice.
life, but we chilling.
The fact that he can still do that much 2 and 7 is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point too, you want to be playing towards top side, just trying to deny Baron. It's pretty much like ping pong. You want to deny Soul, you want to deny Baron. You'd much rather have Baron into Soul, so you can even afford to give up Soul in the event that you know you're never gonna reach it. So obviously, like, you should never ideally try to give up Soul, but if you already know that you're gonna have a tough time going into their wombo, they can hear from anywhere, and they have so much setup as is. You definitely should just kind of just go for the split push.
Mhm.
Nice, that was a good ult. But I think unfortunately you're dead anyways.
Yeah. I didn't click Sonya's. Oh wait, my bad. I just didn't have it up. Never mind.
We went Shadow Flame here. Shadow Flame is fine because they're still being affected by shielding.
I think just like the pen that you get from it is really good.
Yeah, you get 20. You get 20 pen after, or sorry, 20 bonus pen for shielding too. Really
Yeah.
good. No, Morelos would have been good this game.
Yeah, I don't even think. I think I like last by Morello.
Even
I'm
if you
not
want to go
mistaken.
Oblivion Orb, even if you don't want to go fully out onto Morelos, Oblivion Orb as is would be really good. Because then it denies, like, Yumi being cancerous in fights, or Gragas, Immortal Shield Bow, you know, Kog'Maw as well healing off of just autoing.
The reason why I also do I really want Morello is because like we already have 3 people with heal cut. We have Volibear, Malphite, and the Tron.
Yeah, but you're more effective on it because they had to attack
Yeah, I
those
know.
champions, and like your ult is going to apply to everyone.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of, but yeah, it kind of was like Deathcap or Morello, and I was like, this game probably should get Deathcap.
Oh, that was close. Kill him to Red Smite though, nice. I don't even know what happened. How did this fight start? You see Silas topside.
I don't really know how we lost this fight either.
Silas topside. Who's TPing? Oh, it's a spectator bug. Okay, it said that he didn't have TP. Okay. So this is risky as hell because Zaya's not here and Malphite's not here. I understand, like, you guys don't want to give this up, but at the same time, controlling Dragon is better than leashing it. And in this certain circumstance, you guys are 100% leashing it. You guys are going into this fight as well 3v4. Even if you didn't know that Silas was going to TP, because, like, unless you're timing it, how would you know? It's really tricky because, like, it's just you. Hold on. It's just you for, like, consistent damage, and Volley is not going to be giving out, like, that crazy amounts of damage with this Sunderer. Like, like, this is really, really risky. I think instead of just starting it, you should just kind of situate either a clear path for your team to follow. Sure, you don't want to be grouped up for Gragas ult, but you'd rather be, like, in a team fight orientation where you can have more than one form of damage than just Diana here alone. Because, like, Malphite's super late, and then Xayah was coming off of the wave as well. Yeah, and on this play too, like, Malphite just gets out. Like, there's just no point in continuing this.
Yeah.
Red team has slain the dragon. team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay, so you guys are on objective bounties at this point. So yeah, you need heavy vision control towards top side. So feel free to also ask your laners, hey, I need 2 pinks here, or hey, we need farsights. Because mid also has sweeper here. Top should have farsight into this game because they're going to be able to burst out fights, whereas like his single normal ward, sure, it can set up TPs for himself or someone else, but like you'd much rather have like a permanent ward than like a temporary like yellow ward. Especially if like your permanent is giving you long distance.
A summoner has disconnected.
Yep, collapse on Gragas here, just kill him. Nice.
A summoner
And now kill Silas. Nice.
blue team double kill.
I lost my E. Reset, sadly.
That's fine.
Gragas.
I think you
So I
guys
wasn't
should,
able to
yeah, you guys should.
be on the Oswald.
So at this point, since you guys aced, Gragas is dead for 20, have someone crash mid. I should crash mid, or maybe even Volley. I think Volley crashes mid here because he's going to have like the least reliable damage on top of Baron. And Zaya will do a lot here with the Gale Force on hit. So yeah, you can get 2 objective bounties at once. Like this is what I was talking about yesterday as well, where like we're getting objective bounty on Baron, but at the same time, like this is clear path because Kog'Maw will naturally gravitate towards this, trying to steal this shit with ult. Like there's just no point in leaving up this tower in the mid lane. Like you guys have bounty gold, it's not gonna, you know, reward you guys with more gold or something. Might as well just break it as soon as possible. And like even if Volley doesn't have that reliable of a strong push, by the time you guys are done Baron, which should be still relatively fast, this tower will be gone with Baron empowered minion. Because now we're in a weird state where like we got 1 bounty gold, but everyone else is like, ah, now what do we do? Like there's nothing else to fight for on the map. You guys don't have any strong pushes in terms of waves. Oh, and that's actually ironic too because the bounty goal's about to fall too. You guys are legit like,
Yeah.
you guys just caught up. You should realize that too. Baron gives you a lot of gold. So, like,
Yeah, if we should have got, I mean, we could have maximized our gold better by like
Yeah.
getting the turret.
Okay, nice. You guys catch these guys out for no apparent reason. Someone can just stay bot here and push. I think Malphite should, since he has TP. Like you don't need to send all 5 members because like your worry is like, oh, Kog'Maw's gonna probably push mid here. But like Malphite, if he just stays bot, you guys have a strong push because again, you're trying to maximize what you can do with this Baron. It's more so what Baron can do for you rather than what you can do for Baron.
Yeah.
Like the split pushing potential is like not really there, but it still is there. And now you guys go for this tower anyways. Baron should be running out though. Yep, you guys get tier 2. Malphite should not be wasting time during Baron to take blue. He can take that after. That's one of those things where when we have downtime, then we can go farm camps. But when we have like Elder and Baron and like an opportunity to push or an opportunity to get a pick, we should always prioritize those plays first. Elder's up in a minute 50. You have a beautiful steal, by the way. If you don't steal that Elder, you lose the game, and you legit save the game.
Thank you.
Like, wholeheartedly, this game is lost if you don't take that shit. Because they're set, like, all they need to do is Yasuo and Gragas ult, and then everyone has Elder buff applied.
Yep.
And then, like, worst scenario would be also Silas taking Malphite ult, which I think he does. So you played that extremely well.
This fight's really unfortunate. I get like double knocked up, and then I just get one shot.
Okay, this is not what I was talking about earlier when I said stay grouped up, because at this point you have no idea where Yasuo is. Gragas is alone here, so ideally what you could do is you could try to pinch him up Again, you have no knowledge of whether a Kog or Yasuo are on this.
Mm.
Yeah, I think people are calling go for Gragas because you guys are like situated to win at least. But after he exits, no point in taking wave. You just move down.
Yeah.
It's good for Malphite. Malphite constantly has to stay hidden. This is good. This is a good flank for Malphite as well. It's a beautiful flank. Nice. They can get Kog more reliably in the backside. You go forward. You use ult. It does a lot of damage, but unfortunately, he Zhonya's it. You're just gonna die here, yeah. If you can, you might as well try to flash towards Elder and just smite it as well, just for a little bit of HP.
Mm.
This is fine. After this, they should both leave. I think that they stay and try
Yeah.
fighting him or something.
They thought they could win, but Volibear got
Oh.
like blown up.
Yeah, no, he like even though it seems as though he's tanky, he still has AP damage, and like he has Sheen
Yeah.
as well. Like Gragas will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is important. On these plays, you always want to treat it as if your jungler is already dead. Okay, so you're going into this knowing that you are on a one-way mission. You're probably not gonna fucking survive.
Yeah.
You should call Rakan off here, because Rakan can apply Elder more efficiently. Like, he's probably the second best to apply it. And, like, him ulting in and then going in, it doesn't make any sense, because, like, what did he expect to happen? Like, there's no follow-up.
Yeah, apparently he thought like I was gonna like one-shot them. My ulti.
Like,
And
I don't know.
yeah, I don't really
Unless
know.
you have, like,
to be honest,
Unless you have Rabadons, I don't know.
I didn't even like pay attention to him. I was just focusing on the Elder, so I
Oh, that was
like,
good.
to be honest, I didn't even know he was there.
You lose the game if... Yeah, I don't know. You lose the game if you don't steal that, though. That was good. Like, your Elder's stronger than their Baron, because they have resistances, but you still can burn.
Mm.
Theirs last a lot longer, though. Fine, just catch top wave now. Again, it's like that remedial, like, downtime scenario. Oh, hold on.
Blue team double kill.
Happens here. Man, Rakan should pull the trigger a lot sooner. It's very hesitant there. And this is the point at which you guys could have ended. I think you guys, like, unfortunately get grouped up by the Gragas Yasuo combo. So just create some, like,
Yeah.
distance. And you guys should also call it, like, hey, they're gonna try for a desperation ult here to stop the game. So if they jump, immediately stun him. Like, Volley's job here is to immediately press Q on Yasuo when he's close. Like, there's no way Yasuo can stop that.
Yep.
Like, you guys just shove waves in, pretty much. Right there. Yeah, that is so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, Volley actually, to his credit, Volley tries to hit Yasuo. Yasuo's dead. Yeah, and now you guys just out. You out, and at this point too, you're looking, yeah, you just clear his bottom side, clear out vision. The Scuttle was up, you just 6 Scuttle.
Mm-hmm. I think I was kind of scared. Like I ran all the way to tier 2 because like I
Yeah.
know if I die we lose the game.
Yeah.
Kind of got to the point where it's like it's either me or lose.
Well, actually, I don't know if you lose the game necessarily, because there's no objective up right now. Like, with just one person dead. Like, you're scared that their push is going to be strong, sure, but their wave is, like, all the way in their base. This was crazy. So this, it's like, you guys need to be more aware, and, like... Oh, you don't have flash, if it's right. I was just about to say, if you have flash immediately, just flashy. This was great. Yeah, that was amazing. Nice.
Very big.
And at this point too, like, just fuck the Gragas. Like, you guys just go for end.
Yeah, I think Volibear was there because like he was just trying to stop his base.
Yeah.
It's like he can because like his W on it, but it's not. It's a the healing from it is just a lot.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is good. You guys just need to stop this guy's base and, like, the game's over.
Yeah. This guy's so fast though. And zooms all the way. We won though.
Nice. Yeah, this third game was a lot crispy. Or, sorry, a lot crispier than the second. The second game was very, very, that's where it gets weird.
I just suck at J4. I don't know. I genuinely just can't play the champion.
You go first strike? Oh, you went Conquer. Okay. So Conquer is going to be good sometimes into tanks. Into Udyr, not so much, because Udyr is pretty much one of those menaces that will, after your EQ, stop you, and then either try to skirmish with you wholeheartedly, or just kind of send you and run away like that old Trick 2G style.
Yeah.
So you might as well just go for first strike here. First strike as well would be very, very gold conservative of you. If you are going to go first strike, then you definitely want to go Chemtech. This is definitely a Chemtech game.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
But like I was saying earlier, I just really want to get it through to you guys. Like, you guys should make sure to to ward like these bushes on priority. It's like if you're blue side, then warding, or if you're red side, warding. Especially if you guys are going to consistently try to go for like early game. The draft was weird too. I was saying yesterday that the most efficient Enchantress support that you could play into this game is actually not Karma, because you're going to be playing weak side. You guys have already opted in to play weak side. You guys know that you guys are going to be weak side warriors on bot. I definitely think that the best roaming enchanter that you could have in the situation or in the game that would make your life 10,000 times easier as a jungler would be Janna. Janna would be super, super efficient, give you a lot of movement speed, and then shielding as well. And then Gragas, or sorry, Jarvan Janna is just super fucking broken.
Mm-hmm.
This is good though. Surprised that like they didn't catch on to you guys like constantly invading after that first game.
Yeah.
Yep, you back here. You can just go longsword, or you can go like longsword's going to be better, better clear, or you could just go ruby crystal.
I think I won.
Oh, you
since
didn't buy
I'm
anything.
going Gorging.
Okay, there you go. Kind of a little bit of a delay.
Yeah. I don't know if my base was just long or it might have been. My base might have just been long.
You like backed up, but that's fine. It's whatever.
Mm.
Okay, this game as well, since you know that bot lane is going to be poking bot lane, it's an Ashe and Senna combo. What you could have done is you could have actually started towards top side and then go for bot gank. Like, you just clear all top. Obviously, Udyr's on your top side, so in that certain circumstance where you guys invade, you should have Aatrox kind of go through the jungle, more or less, and then try to ward your red.
Mm.
Especially if you know that, like, they haven't gone a blue yet. Because, like, there's going to be a while that he goes, or, like, hold on, sorry, my cursor was just AFK. There's going to be a while that, like, Udyr gets so much out of your jungle, and now you're, like, playing the catch-up game. And now you're going to be down, like, 2 camps, essentially, because you can never go for his camps in this situation.
Mm.
Also, same thing, I'm not sure if their bot lane showed, but if their bot lane shows, then automatically assume that, that the red is still available, or the blue is still available, or whatever, and you can go for vertical. The only circumstance that I would not suggest doing that in would be, like, if you're against Fiddle, Shaco, Lilia, or Kayn, champions that can easily just, like, solo start. Otherwise, like, Udyr is not going to have such a fun time solo starting.
Yeah.
Unless he's going, like, Phoenix form, but, like, no one goes Phoenix form anymore. Sorry, not Phoenix form, Tiger stance, Max.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah, everyone goes Phoenix. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the only.
It's been a while
especially
for
on jungle.
Udyr. Sorry, it's been a while for Udyr. You don't really see anyone play that shit anymore, so
True.
Tiger Stance is going to be really reliable because you just heal on your Q. Like what they used to do was Tiger.
I thought you heal more in Phoenix.
No, Phoenix is more AoE. What you do is you on hit for Q because you're Talisman. Because you are constantly queuing here, and then you're gonna W.
Yeah.
Like this is just AoE heal, but like you Q W essentially and buffer it.
Okay. Yeah, I've.
Again,
I
I
think
could
I've-
be wrong though because I truthfully have not played Udyr in a long time, but essentially that's what you used to do. This is just really good for clear. Phoenix is really good for clear.
Yeah, I put whenever I play Udyr, I go 1 point cube to start, and then I like put 2 points into my Phoenix.
Ooh, that was such a good play by him. Yeah, hard crash this. He has no TP. Aatrox gets like right back here.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn. Like, I've gotten a lot better at it.
You should just be on crab. I don't know why you're like trying to hard. Because this is actually bad. Okay. This is bad for you because you're actually taking XP away from Aatrox. Like after you clear that first 3, there's no point in sticking around because like it's a Darius. He's gonna have Ghost or he's gonna have like some kind of Ghost Ignite or something. Like he very rarely will go TP. And like you're pretty much like soaking XP away from Aatrox. Sure, you got 2 camps taken away here, but like this also is giving opportunity for Udyr to take your bottom side, which he did, or like just take crab. Oh, and you didn't even go for top crab here. You should have went for top crab for sure.
Mm.
I think this game wasn't necessarily the fault of like your guys' pathing early. I think it was literally just like choosing when to fight and like what to fight around. I think like team fights were a huge like point of emphasis. Might as well just smite before. Yep. Don't use it towards top. Use it towards his jungle. The Spire's Bloom. Because if you use it towards top, then he's going to know you're there. You could have EQ Flash knocked up. You know how to do that?
I did not know that was a thing until last night.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, that tells you how much I play Jarvan.
No worries. So in that, well, I mean, I made the Udyr comment, so I guess we're even. But but so in that situation though, let's assume that you didn't know how to do that. Yeah, you would just flash knock him up, even if you do miss that initial EQ. It's still gonna be beneficial for you too, since you know that he has no flash.
How does the interaction work? Does it need to be like I have to? So like if I EQ and then like, is it any point while in my queue when I flash do I knock someone up? So I like say I EQ and I flash to my right.
I'll show you.
Is that like
I'll show
the
you.
same thing?
So right here. So as you're like moving towards the flag, you notice how your character's like has this line. So it's the same thing for Lee Sin insects. Typically you want to look at where it says Dragon Kick and then it has that bar on your screen. This would be your indicator here, and then you'd flash immediately. So sometimes
it's not during the line, right? It's during when I hit the flag.
It's during when you hit the flag, because if you go during the line, then you're just gonna flash auto the guy. You're not gonna knock up. Like the second that you have that knock up on the flag, it's very, very tricky, and it's something that you'll have to practice. But again, if you can insect and Dragon Kick, like on Lee Sin, then you pretty much should have this one in the bag too. It's like the same principle as like Sejuani Flash Q, or Sejuani Flash QW at the same time.
Yeah, or like Gragas E Flash.
Gragas E Flash, like relating it to top laners, I guess, like Garen E ult. Like you can E and ult at the same time. It's like that. You have to like buffer it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I highly suggest practicing that before you just like pull it off in a game for sure.
Yeah, if I knew it's definitely something I will be practicing more on J4. But yeah, I did not know that was the thing.
It's usually better just to EQ and then ult or EQ flash ult or whatever. But EQ flash is really good if you need to deny someone from escaping. Typically, you'll see people use it on like Scion to stop his charge, or like just kind of getting on top of like, I don't know, a squishy that has a lot of like escape ability. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, like in that certain circumstance too, where like your laner their laner has no mobility and they're so pushed up and you miss the initial EQ, you just use it just to keep following up the fight. As well, like once you do miss that EQ, say you don't have flash and you're still trying to continue it, I would just W immediately, because then you reduce their movement speed a little. I forget what the number is off the top of my head, but I want to say like 30% or so for like 1 second, I think. It's very minuscule, but it still works.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was good. This is how you should be sharing buffs, in a game to game, unless obviously again you're AP mage heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to
Trigger's
give.
good here. Sorry, go ahead.
I like to give Zach as much as I can, because, I mean, not recently. I mean, recently, or such as the scrim, like I'm playing champions, not including J4, that are a little bit more like carry potential, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of the games, it's like I play like I guess like utility, and so because of that, I just give Zach everything, because like it's like there's no point in me using it,
Fair enough.
and he can do more with it.
So, Gore Drinker, first item. Second item, where are you gonna go?
I think I went DD.
Okay, no, that's good. That's where you're supposed to go. You have the choice of DD, or you could go into like Randuin / Thornmail. Typically you do want to go DD, just because then you can offset like the damage that you're being dealt with your W.
I'm not entirely sure what I go, but I know typically what I do is DD. Yeah, this
Good
was...
try. So on this play here, always just go for Udyr.
Yeah.
Because Udyr has like no mobility here in terms of escapability. Ari has like that 3-part passive, has flash up. Even if you burst her flash, which you do, you still get her ult. And like you can lock down Udyr. And like Udyr's main focus is like, yeah, both of you should have went for Udyr for sure. Udyr's main focus is like he can free hit you while you're trying to chase Ari.
In hindsight, like we both talked about it, and he was like, "Yeah, we definitely should have like, we shouldn't take that fight, but even if we do, like, we should definitely look for Udyr, not the Mari." Which I agree.
You could just boots rush Mercs, since you know that they're very, very slow and AP heavy. You could just boot rush Mercs. Then you deny for then you gain a little tenacity for Ash's ult, Ari's charm, Ari's just damage overall with that MR. Yeah, alacrity, tenacity. Yeah, coup de grace. Instead of coup de grace, this should be last stand. Because again, the Gore Drinker, like, it perfectly meshes well with the last stand. Unless you're going like a Duskblade, like one-shot build,
Yeah.
the coup de grace doesn't make any sense, because the coup de grace is like, you're gaining extra damage, but to what end?
Yep.
Okay, so this was a good approach. You should have flashed a lot sooner towards his tower. Good, could re-engage, just go for Jarvan, or go for Darius. Yeah, Silas should not have backed up, you guys should have kept fighting. And again, this is where the Janna would come in, because instead of just empower E-ing or empower Qing or whatever, Janna could just stand still and ult, and that would mean that there's a second off of this team fight where he has to E Janna if she's ulting in order to stop it. Like, he would have to take his attention off of you and Silas. Karma doesn't really give a lot in this draft at all. Like, you play Karma to play up and poke, but like that's just not the way that you guys want to draft your guys' bot specifically. Also, what you could do is, if you want to play the map effectively as support, with your support, ask support to take Smite. It sounds very, very troll, but Janna Smite, with roaming around the map, you just never have any problem with objectives again. And like even then, like she would go stack early in lane, so she's not going for that like normal like AP trying to poke, and you
Yeah.
just stack in waves. And Smite gives you that extra availability to hit like level 2 for your AD. For Janna, if you want to go that, you could go utility, but you probably would want to go like Ezreal or something like extremely safe bot. Something that allows him to like 2v1.
Yeah, definitely not Israel. Yeah, we have basically like kind of like my opinion and like pretty much everyone's opinion
good
is that
try.
champion's just genuinely too hard
Oh, for him? Yeah.
well, just in general. Like I don't think anybody that's an 80 carry in this server.
Really?
Besides Kai, yeah, besides Kai, I mean even Kai like stays away from it, but like
Why?
yeah, cause the champion when your team's behind just feels like shit.
It depends on the build, not with this new build. With the Eclipse or like the Duskblade build, it's fine. When like so Ezreal is a champion that will always have like consistent damage if you can give him enough peel. Like he's just so lane dominant. You really need to have like a lane dominant to like AD in mind. I don't think, truth be told, I don't think you should ever go into a draft with a mindset of like, oh, I'm gonna definitely get behind this game. You should definitely. Oh, okay. Hold on. Like Ezreal's a really good pickup, especially into like certain comps. Like let's say you're versus this comp with the J4. Ezreal works perfectly well because you can also deal safe health percentage damage and then apply LDR, or Sorel does. Okay, you already recognize that they were gonna fight here. You should not drop your flag on this.
Yeah, I kind of realized it a little bit too late.
Like right here, you combo this, and like instead of doing that, like I don't know, you guys knew that they were in your bot side as well. Like you guys had full knowledge, and like you had to flash over instead of just EQ it alting.
I could have just ulted over, I think.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I
you
was
are
just...
also within ult range too. You don't even need a
Yeah.
flash. That was a good try, but by the time you do EQ, it's like a little too late for you. You get one though.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought Zach was just fine. Like, he was out. And I was like, okay, I can just farm, and if I need to, I can hover, but I didn't think they were going to all in like that, and then Zach died that quickly. Which is, again, like, I don't know, it just felt like, and then from here on out, it just felt like the beginning of the end. Really, like, actually, no. When we died mid in that 2v2, it
I
just...
think it was like that team fight top, to be honest with you, where everyone's just kind of trading with the Udyr and he like lives. Because then Udyr comes to a point where like he's just gonna destroy everyone, and you guys are so AD heavy as well. Like Silas does not have reliable AP, and then Karma is not gonna do anything out of lane in this game. So like if he just goes Frozen Heart, which it does seem like he is about to do, you guys don't do anything to him.
I feel like with Jarvan, it's like if I die even one time, like my champion's useless.
Yes and no. Yes for this game. No overall. Into like MF for champions that are very immobile, you have a lot of potential. Udyr just like is one of those annoying champions to go into Jarvan. Typically you want to draft Jarvan into champions that like have no potential of fighting you within your what is it called? Your ult, Cataclysm, within your Cataclysm. Because the second that you pop your ult is essentially when you are trapped in there with them. Also for Jarvan, like if you're into like a game where you know that they're going to be very slippery, it's really not good to go Jarvan because there's so many escape tools.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only way
Yeah,
you could play this is like through bot this game. The only way to win this as Jarvan is establish early lane dominance in bot and try to gank Senna and Ashe continuously. But like Jhin Karma's not really a pairing, and like again the way that you guys kind of play towards bot side is not really that.
Yeah.
So
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, playing J4 into Udyr is just that feels absolutely horrible.
yeah,
Like-
it's like the same principle as like J4 into Hecarim or J4 into like
Yeah,
Lilia or something.
Because like in response to me being on the map, if like I die at all, it's like it doesn't matter because you just get like a gazillion farm,
Okay,
especially that.
so
Skills.
so on this play, right? The call is let's
Mhm.
collapse, and this is 100% correct. You do collapse, but you went super early. Like, you need
Super,
to wait.
super white, your mic cut out.
Sorry, early. You went early. You need to, hold on. You need to wait till he's at least able to move up a little more. Because even if, let's say, even if they are moving down here, you can still cut them off. Silas can go over the wall, and like Karma as well wants to move down and assist this. But like you're the only you're the first responder into this, and like they both have poke. She has Kraken. She has Umbral Glaive. Like they do so much damage to you. And like unless you have stopwatch as well. If you can do this and you have stopwatch, it's fine. It's whatever. You buy at least a couple more seconds of your life. I still think you die. But like here. So you go forward, you EQ. It's not you're bad that you didn't know where they were, but the second that you get hit, just drop the EQ. Ult here. Word Drinker, that's fine. Karma can flash Mantra E. Oh, she actually... Nah, don't tell me she goes for Q. Oh, she does. Damn. Well, she could have actually flash E'd you and then shielded you. But alternatively, let's... Yeah, now she's dead too, because like Silas is still arriving. So you guys need to play this around when Silas can enter. Because like that's who's going to be doing the most damage here. That's essentially who you're trying to give and feed the kills over to. But like, because you guys did that, it's still positive for you guys since Silas gets shut down, but it's a 2 for 2 either way. And now it's about to be 3 for 2. Because now Udyr is here to cover. And like the E misses here, doesn't go over, or he gets stunned during it or something. Yep. And now he's dead. And I think like Oda dies too or something. Yeah, Oda dies here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jin should not even be down there. Like, there's no point. That's a good call, though. But just take it slow sometimes. Especially if you have no idea where they're pathing. Okay, and in a game like this, too, where you know they are situated towards bot side, you just saw them on this ward, go immediately to Herald. Because this is your entry. Like, this is what you need to play desperately for. Because there's no way that they're going to give up this dragon control for your Herald immediately. And even if they do get dragon, that is their soul point. There's no way you're going to stop that. Just go for this. It's a lot safer here. And Silas is in the wave too. Silas is mid, as opposed to Ari, who you just saw on Vision back. You just EQ over. You don't even bother with this. This is still fine though. Yep, this is a good gank. Okay. It's going to be very dangerous because he's about to stack his ult. Ah, shit. Ah, he kills both of you. Yeah, now you're dead. I think Silas is going to die too. Damn. Yeah, you might as well have just gone for Herald. Because like now they're trading the opposite side of the map and you get nothing out of it. Again, it's not about what like the desperation plays, it's about mitigating loss. Because like at this point, you saw them move down on this pink. You are pathing up here. You might as well just go for this. There's no way that you like will be able to kite long enough, especially if you don't have ult. The second you miss EQ onto Darius like in that line, it's just over. Again, unless you like flash EQ, but you just don't know how to do it, so that's fine. But like the second you miss that like denial of gaining movement, it's just really over. Because Darius, the way that his champion will work is that he wants to kite you out as long as he can to get the W, to get the Q off, to stack that passive on one person, and then he just applies it to everyone. And that's exactly kind of what just happened there in this circumstance. Nice, good flash.
Red team's turret has been destroyed. Shut down. Killing spree.
You could potentially go for a fight here, EQ, because Aatrox is on the way, and you have ult. Like, you just need to pull the trigger a lot sooner. Nice. Now just ult. I should have done it immediately. Nice. Yeah, I don't know why Karma keeps mantra queuing. She should mantra shield, or just shield in general. Nice. And I'm pretty sure he finishes this. He kills this, right? You don't win that though. Karma just leaves. Yep, Mercs is correct here. Again, make sure that you're buying pinks, because in this point of the game too,
Yeah.
you are very, very vision like starved. And you can't really play your jungle. In a situation like this, where your jungle is being taken over, what you want to do is you want to look for help lanes. So a help lane would mean that someone who is right beside lane that can immediately move. So bot in this certain circumstance, Silas can immediately move and kind of help you clear these. And like you still have vision control of your wolves, so you know your wolves are up. So chances are, if your wolves are up, your blue is most likely up, because you would also see whether or not someone would approach from that angle. If your blue is up, or like you guys, you know where Ashe is, but you don't know where Udyr is. So it's way like this is completely a dark zone, unless you are talking about like exiting raptors essentially.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier just to like divide the map into like a half, and like that is pretty much like the only half of the map that you have access to at this point. Because like you're not effectively able to play the game if you are trying to walk in and like you have no help defense, because like these two are not able to make that distance. And even then, Ashe is able to cut you off as well, and she did cut you off with the arrow. So you might as well just play into quadrants.
Just play for whoever can rotate to me first in the event
Yeah,
that happens.
yeah, when especially, and that's exactly how you should be playing Lost. Because if they do want to pull the trigger on you, let's say someone is on your buff, Silas is there, and it's a lot easier to deal with that 2v1 than it is on that 1v1 Udyr, who has the advantage.
Yeah.
Because you have no vision of where he is. Thornmill would have been good too, because they all have healing. But Thornmill on you would not be as effective as if like, as if like Karma has Oblivion Orb. But Thornmill definitely still would have been good here this game. Especially if you're losing. If you're losing, don't go damage. Just like offset the DD into like Thornmill.
Yeah, I think I got to a point where I was just Giga Autopilot
It happens.
this game, and I just like kind of like was waiting for the inevitable end.
Yep.
Which I know is like bad.
No,
and I
no, no,
shouldn't
no,
do
no,
that,
no,
but-
no. On to the next one. Yeah. Sometimes games are like just super, super lost. That is perfectly fine. Sometimes games are lost. Like,
Yeah, but, like,
especially in a BO3, like you can still make up for it.
I know. I know like a big issue. Like, I feel like a really big issue with me is like when I'm behind. I kind of like, for the most part, if like I'm behind and it feels like the team's behind, it's like I just shut down. Like I get quiet. I stop talking.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's an issue I always had. I just don't really know how to necessarily fix it.
Just be
But-
vocal about what you want to change in the game. So like, if you are getting
But
frustrated at
that's
something,
it's not frustration that like I don't know what it is. I just like shut down. Like, I'm not like I'm like angry. It's hard to describe because like I'm not like I'm upset with like myself.
yeah, but you're just like so done with the game, you're like, fuck it, on to the next one.
Yeah, I'm just like get the game over with. Let me out.
Fair enough.
And yeah, no, this is one of those games where it just like it just spirals downhill. Like it was doing all right, and then just went to
So,
shit.
so in that circumstance, like mentally wise, what you should be thinking of is like, what can I do to kind of fix this game rather than go for desperation plays? Because when we are like kind of shutting down quiet mentally and stuff like that, we like to just kind of pull the trigger on anything that we'll see. Just play the map effectively. Just try to think effectively in terms of like, hi, you know what? Can I afford to give this? It's fine. We're already down, so like I don't want to keep making us down.
Mhm.
Like if you're already losing, then there's no point in like adding on to that loss with like, oh, now I've died 3 extra times because I'm trying to force this fight towards top or something like that.
Correct.
A big thing too, like when you're in that state of mind where you're like, oh fuck this game, man, on to the next one, I played bad, that's all I can say. What you should do then for that like instance is like start thinking of like what you did wrong this game and how you can kind of still salvage it. So even if the game is like beyond belief like gone, think of like absolute best possible scenarios. So like, oh, we can steal this, we can steal that, we can steal this, we can steal that, because you'd rather have that incomes than nothing at all.
Yeah.
Also, like, if you're quiet too, like your teammates will get quiet, and like, then that's just inviting bad vibes because like, I don't know, then no one will be like on the same page because like if you don't call out what you want to do, then no one else can follow up, and that's exactly how you get more behind. Yeah, I mean, the game at this point is just so far gone. It's just quite impossible to win because, like, your only reliable damage dealer right now is, like, Aatrox/Jhin. And even then, like, if they pull all their targets onto Aatrox, he's just fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game's gone. What you could do as well, if you constantly know that you're getting bursted this hard, you could offset that by going second item GA. It sounds really troll, but, like, just having that stopwatch early into the GA later on would kind of buy you some time for the rest of your team to follow up. But again, you need to have damage for that.
I know J4 can do it. I know there's like one other I know Zinzao used to do it.
Yeah.
While when J4 Zinzao was like really, really strong.
Yeah, Zinzao, like, skirmishing wise is just crazy.
Mm.
Yeah, and on
I like
that play
Zinzao
too,
a
like,
lot.
if you just go stopwatch. Yeah,
Yeah,
Zinzao's
I
good
can-
into like Zinzao's good into like ADs that like attack from far range. Like he'd be really
Like
effective
Jinx.
into like Jinx,
Yeah.
like even this game, like let's say you're playing Zinzao. Honestly, I think Zinzao would have been better than going J4 this game because like you can skirmish versus Darius, you can knock him up, cancel out his Q. You can do so much. Like basically Zinzao would counter Ashe and Ashe Senna, and then maybe even Ahri to some extent.
The team has been pushing for me to play J4 a lot for whatever reason. I don't really like the champion, but I will subside my personal feelings for what the team wants.
Do you play Zac?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should just go Zac instead of J4. Zac is just super efficient. Like Nunu's better than J4, Sejuani's way better than J4. If you want one target lockdown, then you easily just go for Volley, Rammus, or Skarner. If you want multiple lockdown, then go for Udyr, who can like E multiple times, or just go for Zac. Zac especially.
I remember the comms for that game was I said because I was R2 uh I was like, you can give me Udyr J4.
Well, J4 is not blindable. Udyr is though. Udyr, Volley are
Yeah,
blindable.
again, it's kind of like I've gotten the syndrome where it's like, well, my team just wants me to play it, so I will
Mm.
do what the team wants me to do. Even though it's also like I guess it's my fault too. It's not necessarily like I'm not saying it's like I'm like, oh fuck my team, they're wanting me. No, it's like it's kind of like I want to get better at the champion, and my team wants me to get better at the champion, so I'm willing to play it. Uh, yeah, it's more or less it for that.
Yeah, you'll just have to kind of be more vocal about it. Think about dynamic picks as well. Just because your team wants you to play J4 doesn't necessarily mean that J4 is the only champion in that sort of aura that would like fulfill that role. A tanky Divine Sunderer Vi build would also be super effective on catching them out into distance, and sometimes does better hard CC lockdown. Vi would also have more range than J4 and can follow. In this game, Vi would have absolutely done better too, since she would pretty much like nullify armor and could hardlock Ahri, because like Vi is one of Ahri's hardest matchups in terms of jungle, because you just press the R and like Even if
She
Arya
can't.
like
Yeah.
trails away, like you're still chasing. You're still gonna catch up eventually. Like
Yep.
just think dynamically. I updated the jungle tier list in that coaching resources thing for the Vigar V2 thing. And like
Oh shit.
yeah, and so you'll see like a couple of picks here and there. I think if you want to play carry though, I absolutely agree. Karthus is like crazy busted, especially with like the treasure hunter.
I have a grand total of 2 games on Karthus that are
Oh,
not nerfed.
you better bring it up. Like that is it is such a crazy champion.
Is it actually?
Yep.
Vigo, do you need flash or do you go exhaust?
No. So I actually have played Karthus before. I have like a 90% win rate or something like that.
Oh shit.
It's just smite exhaust. So exhaust is used
Yeah.
for just stopping them in their tracks and making them slower so you can hit your Qs better. You had to kite though. Like if you want a 6 camp, you have to make sure that you are kiting the small Krug. That's the only thing. You just need to isolate like Krugs and wolves usually. Like other than that, like you are perfectly fine.
Hmm.
Like Karthus' clear is super efficient, and like Karthus gets rewarded for inting too with first strike. It's like
Yeah.
the money printing build for Victor.
Yeah.
Like you get so much value out of it. It fulfills like that AP burn as well. Let's say they don't have a Zaya, something that can like stop your fucking ult. You just do crazy amounts of damage. You int, you get rewarded. You get kills, you get rewarded. You have so much kill pressure in a team fight. Like you last a long time in a team fight as well. Like even if you fucking die initially, you're still there burning everyone. And let's say they had to cross through you. Now you're applying Leandries.
I see. Yeah, it's definitely something that I don't play, but I know it's something I probably should pick up. So I definitely will start practicing it a little bit more. See if I like it, see if I can get used to it.
Yeah. All right, but I think I'm gonna dip.
Yeah, man.
Is anything else? Do you need anything else?
Uh, I mean, unless you have anything, I have nothing else. I appreciate you for your time.